Sure I can do this.
Welcome to the rebellion. Not too bad, huh, kid?
This is the way.
This is the way.
Formerly Darth, now just Maul. Stick to the plan.
Hello there. Welcome to the Shadow Council. This is the show where we break down and spoiler-heavy review the latest episodes of the best TV series of all time, simply known as Maul Shadow Lord. And we also are going to be celebrating all things Star Wars because this is, in fact, the May the 4th be with you special celebration. I am your host, Ryan of Antiquote Channel from the planet Earth. And I'm not alone in this journey. And to dive it into the series that's the best thing since sliced bread, known as Shadow Lord and all things Star Wars, please welcome our good friend and graphic designer and the man responsible for that great intro we just saw at the top of the show. Case is here. Hello, good sir. How are you today? How are you feeling?
Hello. It's been a busy day already for me, but I am very ready to talk about Star Wars, especially after that intro, which, yes, I did put together, but I still love that intro. So that was fun, wasn't it?
This is where the fun begins. And we're happy that you are here, Case, and thank you for putting that together. We really appreciate it. Also, join us as another Dark Lord of the Sith, because, you know, Case may not be wearing his Sith robes, but he is a Sith Lord. Sith Lord Dustin himself is back with his flippin' Sith robes. How you doing, brother? How you feeling?
Hanging in, just hanging out. Looking forward to talking about this. Yeah.
Good. Anyway, also join us. He's been away for the last few weeks. He's been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of projects he's been working on. But he is back for this one because why would he miss this? There's no reason for him not to be here. I mean, for Pete's sake. Joining us from his Studio 8H in Hollywood, California, Star Wars Studios. Nick is here. What's up, man? Thank you for joining us all the way from Tatooine, also known as Arizona.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and chat about all things Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be. We're also happy that you are here, maybe watching and listening to this right now. So do not forget to like and share. If you're joining this live or on a replay, thank you so much for doing so. If you have any questions, comments, feelings, just stretch out with your feelings. And let us know about all things Star Wars in the comments down below or the chat rooms down below. We would love to hear from you. Thank you all for being here. We cannot do this without you. So without any further ado, let's dive into this. We're going to talk about episodes 7 and 8 of Maul Shadow Lord. And let me tell you something. These episodes, once again, the series continues to up its game, up the ante, raise the stakes. People in these two episodes, we have Maul dealing with PTSD. He's crawling through the sewers, the backlogs of Janix trying to find out where his crew is and trying to get his leg to work properly because it's injured extremely heavily, and everybody's on the run. You know, Docky and his crew and his friends are on the run. Lawson's on the run. Riley gets captured by the Empire. They got to go back in and pull an Ocean's 11 to get him out. And there may be some consequences for that. And Lawson's best friend betrays him, but she didn't want to do it intentionally. She just had no choice. She basically got pulled into a Lando situation. I had no choice. They got to me before you did. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry too. So, and then she sacrifices herself to make sure that they get away safely. So, R.I.P. to that one. We lost two characters. We lost her, and we lost one of Maul's brothers, which I got so pissed.
Yeah.
When that happened, when he gets stabbed with that saber by that punk kid, that Inquisitor piece of garbage, and he says, "Brother," I was like, I want to just go down there, take my saber, chop that punk in half, and say, "How dare you? How dare you?" But anyway, those are my thoughts.
Trauma, man.
I love these episodes; they're freaking awesome. So much great inner dialogue. There's great dialogue with all the cast members, and once again, Jedi Master Docky. Where are my Jedi Master Docky Funko Pops? Where are my Jedi Master Docky action figures? Where are my T-shirts? Where are the posters? Lucasfilm, wake the heck up. Give me my Maul Shadow Lord swag. I want it now. Other than that, these were really good episodes. But here's the thing, and I think I can speak for all four of us when I say this. At the end of these episodes, this is what we all felt. We want more. And I know I shouldn't. but I want more. Anyway, I'm just curious. Case, what are your thoughts on these 2 episodes that we saw this week?
There is a lot that I could go into. They're once again very good episodes. I really like the fact that, unlike the first 6 episodes where Maul was very much in control of the entire situation, he has lost control of the situation big time. From the moment the episodes start, like Devon instantly tries to run away, and we're seeing that Devon is not as easily turned as Maul thought she could be. She's very headstrong. I actually, upon rewatch, think Devon is a very good and interesting character because there are parts of her that are leaning towards Maul, but she is still sticking to her beliefs, which is cool to see. That she's not just some tool who's going to be turned easily, which a lot of people might have been thinking, but there are more layers to that character, so that's cool. But yeah, she runs away, mostly when Riley gets captured by the Empire. Maul looks at her and he's like, oh, well, I've lost you. And then at the end, he needs to all of a sudden fight 2 Inquisitors without anyone's help, because before he had Devon's help to fight 1 Inquisitor. Now he has to take 2 on his own, because we now have the 11th brother joining Merrick, which is like, okay, that is definitely too much for Maul. And you mentioned that one of his Zabrak, his fellow Zabraks gets killed. The moment that he gets killed, he shouts brother to his brother, which is exactly what Savage Opress did in the Clone Wars as well, when he gets killed right in front of Maul. So in that regard, it was a very good parallel. And then Maul is like, okay, well, I'm completely screwed here. I wanted to say a stronger word, but I'm going to try not curse too much on your show. So he just pulls the entire ceiling down on all of them and jumps out. And then, yeah, the vulnerability of Maul just going through the sewer, seeing his past self, seeing what happened to him. All of a sudden, you understand this character a lot more than you did before, even though we kind of knew this, but seeing it is like, it really hit home here, seeing what happened with him and Sidious. And I can at least kind of understand that he is on a path of revenge. Is this the right path? Well, people who are on the light side might not think so, but I mean, I've always been on the dark side anyway, so I'm okay with the revenge part, you know? So, like, I understand at least both sides in that regard. Like, you want revenge on the person who completely messed up your life, and that's what Maul has been wanting for a very long time, and that's also what he does in Rebels, because he goes after Kenobi, because Kenobi was partly responsible of why he is what he is now. But in this case, he's still holding on to Sidious, and I'm curious, will we see Sidious in the final 2 episodes? But we'll get into the predictions later. Also, I do have to say, I have at least finished figuring out screen times for Devon and Maul. And as of right now, Devon is at 40.5 minutes. Maul is at 37.5 minutes. So Devon has more screen time in Maul's own show. I found that very fascinating to see. And I'm curious to see how that is going to play out in the final 2 episodes, because I will say in these last 2 episodes that we got this week, Maul got a lot more screen time than he did before, and he actually clawed back a big deficit that he had. So that's cool to see, and I'm also going to figure out the rest of the characters, but it's going to take some time, because going through all these episodes, figuring out all the screen times, it takes a while. I'll figure it out eventually. I did it for Ahsoka as well. So, yeah, these episodes are great. The characters are great. I adore Spybot, by the way. Spybot is one of the funniest things ever. Like, the moment that Maul comes back, he's like, Maul, and Maul just pets him. And it's the cutest thing between 2 characters that are so messed up that I'm like, I shouldn't think this is cute, but it is. And then 2 Boots does his best C-3PO impression of, I'm surprised you didn't recognize me without my boots, which is funny as well. But yeah, like, the droids are once again great in the show, and I love how in the entire era of Disney, droids are some of the best parts of these things. Like, BB-8 is great, and K2SO is great, and B2 Emo and Andor is great, and these droids are great. So, like, so many great droids that I love. So props to them as well for getting that right. I think that's all I have for now. I might come up with more stuff later, but let's get it back talking.
I know we got to keep thinking about this. Yeah. And Yeah, and by the way, I get a chance to mention this a moment ago, but yeah, we actually do. I mean, I figured as much because when you see the what do you call it, the claw marks on the table of where the commanding officer was when she was interrogated, we found out she is actually dead. She never got transferred.
Yeah.
She's dead as a doornail.
We-
Dead as a
we
doornail,
knew.
Smalls. You're dead as a doornail, Smalls. You are. You're dead. You're dead. You're completely D-A-A-A-A-D. And Two Boots got his boots replaced. That sucks because he's like, I got my boots replaced. It wasn't regulation. I'm like, I don't care, man. You should have kept the boots. And anyway, he got his boots replaced. That was a bit of a bummer. And dude, the psychological damage that Riley goes through in these 2 episodes, holy crap. That kid got put through so many ringers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he still came out on the other side. And he's hanging in there. He's hanging in there, I suppose. So that was another thing I noticed about these 2 episodes as well. But yeah, no. And by the way, the fact that his brother's name is spelled Savage, but it's called Savage, it's pretty badass. I'm just saying. It's badass. Like he's savage, yeah. But his how you pronounce it is Savage. I don't know. I thought that was very unique. But yeah, the PTSD, man, is getting to him. Man, fighting 2 Inquisitors with 1 bad wheel. More props to Maul, man, because big ass fight. And yeah, Spybot is growing on me. That droid. He's starting to grow on me. He is. I didn't really care much for him in the early episodes case, but he's starting to grow on me a little bit.
Spybot's been great since the opening.
I want to find you.
I don't know what you're on about.
It's not bad. It's not bad. But that's my 2 cents. Anyway, Nick, you've been gone for a while. You've been doing a lot of traveling, a lot of working. You've been traveling to lands of Disney and riding all 30,000 rides in the span of 16 hours, which, by the way, kudos to you because you may have broken the Guinness Book of World Records of most rides experienced in a single day, in my opinion. But anyway, do you have any thoughts on these 2 episodes besides the fact that you've been doing a lot of traveling?
Yeah, I loved them. I loved getting to see Darth Maul's past and unpacking that, getting to see his PTSD. So much of what the dark side does is it inflicts pain so that you will respond in hate because it wants to draw out that hate. And it uses that kind of self-defense mechanism that I think everybody has, right? When you go through something difficult, you build up these walls. You develop habits that, left unchecked, could become very unhealthy to survive. And I think seeing Darth Maul's past, and we all knew it, right? But getting to see it, seeing Sidious torture him and abuse him, kill his brother, take him away from his family, seeing all that, you can just see how everything Darth Maul's doing has been out of a need to survive. And instead of, letting go of his past and trying to heal that, he's still trying so hard to survive. And it really just, man, it breaks your heart watching everything that he's gone through. It does give so much depth to him. It does make his choices. Oh, he's not just the bad guy that looks like the devil, right? There's all these layers to him. Very complex character. And even at the end, when he's like, don't worry, I will not let him do this to anybody else. That is such survivor language and mentality. And it just added so much depth to him. Seeing Darth Maul cry was not on my bingo card. But I just love that scene and how quick it was, right? Like he wasn't standing there bawling his eyeballs out. It was quick because he knows I have to be strong. I have to have these iron walls up. I have to be this menace of hate just so that I can survive, just so that I can make sure Sidious does not keep hurting people and abusing people and using people as tools and then discarding them. When the Inquisitors were like, the Emperor wants you dead, and the Darth Maul was like, he wants you guys dead too. Like, this is his MO. You're nothing special. Man, it was just so good. It was so layered. I was there for it. I loved every bit of it. Spybot, I've always been a fan of Spybot. I'm always up for a good droid buddy. And so getting to see that on the dark side, which I don't think we really have in Star Wars yet, has been a lot of fun for me, getting to see that. Case, you're right. It is kind of cute and you don't expect it to be. I think probably Spybot isn't an inherently cute droid. Like you can tell he's kind of been cobbled together. But that relationship has just been a lot of fun, I think, because it's so unexpected. You don't expect Maul to have a cute droid buddy. That he's
but you feel it's genuine
towards. It does. It feels genuine, and I think it adds another layer to Maul that I wasn't expecting. And And so I've really enjoyed that. It adds, I think, the right amount of comedic relief to the show, because he's not funny, but he is a little funny in the way he talks, right? And so I think it adds just enough lightheartedness to the show without being over the top. So I've really enjoyed that. One of the things I love about the show is you actually get the sense that the Inquisitors are like genuinely to be feared. Like in Rebels, you knew they were bad because they were always a match for Kanan and Ezra, but they're also kind of like bumbling their way through. And yeah, they were a match for Kanan and Ezra, but they weren't like really scary, right? And this one, they're really scary, and I've enjoyed that. That's added. It's made them a much more compelling protagonist, I think. So that is something else that I've really enjoyed. You had the one clip in your intro where Darth Maul, he does this really cool stance where it's just like, oh, but I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I've really enjoyed getting to see that dynamic of a current tool of the dark side and a former tool of the dark side kind of going at it. It's been fun.
Yeah, most certainly has. I mean, Red Blade clashed against Red Blade, beat the crap out of each other. It's great. But here's the thing, though, and this is something that we kind of hinted at last week, Nick. This is when you were journeying into the land known as Far, Far Away. But I shouldn't be rooting for this character, but I'm rooting for Maul every single day.
Right.
I'm rooting for Maul every second of every day. You know why? Because when he said that I'm not going to let you do this to anyone else, ever again, you've taken things.
You have to root for that.
When he was talking about how Palpatine really manipulated him and twisted everything, and because when I saw the flashback in the water there, I saw that it was Palpatine who recruited him and took him away from his family, his brother, and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, man, Palpatine was a real dirtbag. Like what a freak, man. You know, he was. But the more I see of this, it's like I should not be rooting for any of these Sith characters. But Maul is just, you can't help but root for him. You just can't, because first of all, the show's named after him. That's one. Number two, Sam Witwer is the best voice actor going today. And thirdly, I never thought I would say this, but I may be switching from Team J to Team S, which means I may be switching from Jedi to Team Sith. So
let's get one thing very correct. It's not Darth Maul anymore. It's just Maul. He left the name Darth behind him a very long time ago. He is not a Sith. He hates the Sith. That's what he admits in Star Wars Rebels when he meets Ezra. The Sith took everything from me. He hates the Sith just as much as anyone else. It's just that he still draws his power from the dark side. He does quote the Sith code. So even though he doesn't like the Sith, he still lives by their beliefs and the entire dark side philosophy. And that's where it kind of is like, okay, but you're still not a good guy. Let's be fair. But I'm able to root for you because you're cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's part of what makes it so compelling. You don't want to root for him because he's an antagonist, right? And I think what's so brilliant about the show is you see how he's been manipulated. You see everything that he's been through and everything he's had to do to survive. But he's still repeating all those same patterns, right? He's still trying to recruit the young person so that he can use them. He's building a criminal empire, right? That exploits people, that manipulates people. You do want to root for him because you want to see Sidious taken out. You do root for him because, man, he's been through so much. But there's that complexity there that you're like, oh, I'm rooting for somebody that's not really doing the right thing here. And I think that's what makes the show so compelling, is it just gives such a humanity to it that is really it's been rich and it's been really fun to watch. And man, it's just so good to see that. Like, he's this very compelling character, even though he is still repeating those same mistakes, but that's because he's still stuck in that survival mode. This is what I have to do to survive. And I think that makes it compelling. I keep using that word a lot, but that's what keeps getting me hooked, is like, man, like, you're so close, Maul. You're so close. But you're still doing the same pattern because that's all he's known. You said he still lives by the Sith code. That's all he's ever known, right?
Yeah,
even though he recognizes the Sith took everything from me, abused me. They've not just killed his two brothers now, but his mom, his whole way of life on Dathomir, even though that code, that order has taken so much for him, it's all he knows. And so Maul is a victim of trauma who's still stuck in that traumatic cycle. And he can't get out because that's all he has ever known. And I think that is something that is compelling to see. And that's what makes this show so deep, is like, oh, that's an experience that a lot of people can relate to and point to. And I think that's been what's adding so much depth to it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I jumped the gun there. Maybe I'm not completely joining Team Sith, but I am joining Team Maul 100% because you can't stop. I'm gonna wear so much red. It's insane. For
red and black. That's all it is from now on.
Maybe. Yeah. So I may not be wearing my Maul Shadow Lord shirt today because we're celebrating all things Star Wars. So I thought I'd wear a Mandalorian with all these different characters' silhouettes of different Star Wars characters.
It's a great shirt.
Thank you. Yeah, brought to by our good friends at tpublic.com. # not a sponsor. But if you want to give me a call, just give me a holla. Dial that number, and I'm more than happy to. I mean, hey, it's working pretty well for our good friend Nick over here with allsabers.com. Which, by the way, visit that website. It's a great website. Great sabers too, ladies and gentlemen. It's the truth. Once again, this is Shadow Council. Don't forget to like and share if you have any questions, comments, concerns about our financial well-being, since we're going to be spending so much money in the next couple of weeks on Star Wars merch. Thanks, guys. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the chat. Sith Lord Dustin, I'm just curious. You have any thoughts on these two episodes? Anything that stood out to you other than the fact that Dennis Haysbert needs an honorary Emmy for his voiceover acting?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. But there's so many things about this episode. I have to echo you, all of you guys. So I don't want to sound like an echo chamber, but it is everything you guys said. But there's again, still, I'm always been a fan of both the Sith and the Jedi. The whole entanglement, the whole wars between them, and all that stuff. So I've always been down. And but yeah, I think it's with Maul. He even tries to sway Ahsoka when in Clone Wars, when he's just like, hey, no, your master, hey, he's the next up and coming, and if you join me, we can take them out. And so that obviously didn't work then, but it doesn't mean he's not trying now too. So, and again with Devin, I'm personally rooting for her to forsake the Jedi path and embrace the Sith one. But that's not just because I'm crazy and maniacal or anything of the sort, but no, I'm a really big fan of the Twi'lek Darth Talon, who I am rooting for her to become one day, even though she's probably not going to be a Darth, but regardless, that was George Lucas's vision in the future for the future of the trilogy and all that. So, I don't know. I'm definitely rooting for that, but I feel like Master Daki has to die in order for that to happen, and I don't want to see
Don't kill my
Master Daki die.
Do it.
But
Do it.
It needs to happen for her to be like, okay, he needs to leave her mind so that way, she can be taken over by Maul and what he's after.
I could totally see that happening.
Right.
Like Inquisitors killing him, and then that's her tipping point to just go full team Maul.
Right.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening. I don't want it to happen because I love Master Daki. When he takes the speeder bike with the Force and just throws it, you're like, oh, he's cool.
yeah, for sure.
But the thing is, I feel like any kind of Jedi character that is introduced post Revenge of the Sith, post Order 66, it doesn't matter whatever they do, and they're already taking some liberties with characters like Ahsoka and Ezra. But any character introduced, I'm probably gonna cry like a baby when you die, but I know that you're gonna die at some point because you have to, because you can't be around during the original trilogy. And they have reasons as to why Ahsoka and Ezra aren't there. But other than that, pretty much every Jedi character introduced between A New Hope and Revenge of the Sith, they have died. So it's just gonna happen. So it's
Cal
more
is
so
still
like
alive.
by
just
the
want to
time
point
that
out.
Baki, sorry, what?
I said, don't kill Cal Kestis.
Yeah, that's the thing. Cal Kestis is gonna hurt as well, and
Not
it's
ready
gonna
for that.
happen at some point. Something is gonna happen to Cal, but yeah, we just have to be ready for it. It's like non-optional.
Either that, or it seriously needs to be taken out of commission for sure, because it's inherent in the Jedi code to stand for good and all that kind of stuff.
No, he's going to get his happily ever after on some random planet, and he's going to get to retire with BD1, and everything's going to be fine.
And marriage.
Well, BD1 is in the with Peli now.
That's not BD1. That's just a BD droid.
Oh, is it? Okay.
That's a separate thing. Yeah.
Well, I was hoping it was BD1, but
no, it was just the same type of droid.
Yeah.
Same type, just different. Yeah, designation or code or name or whatever it was. But yeah, no, there's a million things that could happen. I mean, I will say this though: if you kill my homeboy, Daki, I'm gonna have an issue with you. Okay?
Ryan, it's gonna happen. Just prepare yourself for it.
It's not gonna happen. Look, he's made it this far. He has made it. There are so many occasions where Daki easily could have been killed, but he's still here.
He's still not out of the woods. He still has that wound, his
injured.
chest wound.
Is it a chest wound or a gut or something?
Gut, whatever.
But he's still going.
He's not
100%. He's pushing.
Right.
He's pushing. He's still pushing, and he's advising, Lawson on what to do. He's advising Devin on what to do. So he's still hanging around, man. Listen. You can punch him, you can kick him, you can slap him, you can throw him to the ground, Dustin, but you can't kill him.
He will
Dustin,
die.
You brought up a great
okay,
point.
Ryan.
I'm
curious how this will change on Monday.
Oh, it's not going to change Monday. It's not. Daki's not dying. He's not dying. He's not going anywhere. He's going to be
in denial
because I'm going to get my figure. I'm going to get my pop. I'm going to get my shirt. I'm going to get all the swag that's got Jedi Master Daki on it and Dennis Haysbert on it, and I'm going to support that until the day I die. So it's going to happen. All right, it's going to happen. If
the question is he in good hands?
Okay, well, here's the thing. This is a huge if. If my favorite character, one of my favorite characters, if not my second favorite character in this show, Daki, does bite the bullet, if he does die, it better be for a good reason, and it better be by someone who is not Maul. Because if Maul kills him, then I'm going to start not liking Maul anymore. And I'm like, no. I want to keep rooting for you.
I don't think Maul will be the one to do it.
I don't think
Maul knows if he kills him, he won't get Devin. I think he knows that.
It might be one of the Inquisitors that kills him off.
I think it'll be one of the Inquisitors.
Maybe.
And that'll turn Devin even more against the Inquisitors to Maul, because now Maul will be the last place she has to turn.
Yeah.
That would make sense. If she is going to go the route of the dark side, I think that would be the route that I think would make sense for her character development.
And it would work for the
If Maul did it, he would have to lie about it and cover it up to her.
Oh yeah, totally.
Which that's Sith MO too. So who knows?
He hasn't lied to her so far. Maul hasn't said anything that's considered a lie to her. I don't think he's lied.
Right.
Well,
not outright, at least.
Right, Dustin, you brought up a good point about how he was trying to recruit Ahsoka. We've all seen that meme from I forget the show, but like he's out of line, but he's not wrong.
Right,
that's Maul. And
that's from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, right, yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. Okay. With Bear and Zebo, I think. Anyway, that's what Darth Maul does, and it almost worked with Ahsoka until he brought up Anakin turn. That was the point where Ahsoka was like, "Absolutely not, he would never do that."
Right.
But she was this close to being like, "Okay, we need to go take out Sidious."
He was so close.
I need to go rewatch the episode of Rebels where he tries to recruit Ezra. But if I'm remembering right, it's a similar tactic with Ezra, right? Like, we might not be on the same side, but we have a common enemy that we should pair up to take down.
Well, I think that's just Twilight of the Apprentice, the season 2 finale.
Yeah,
it is. Yes,
okay,
yeah. But that seems to be his MO. So
yeah,
that's a great point, Dustin. That's what he does.
He really does.
But I also found something relatable in Maul's antics throughout the show because he is desperate for these people to like him, to warm up to him, like a Devon, and also his Mandalorians. He's like he needs to find a way to keep them happy, but he kind of loses sight of them, which I find very relatable because honestly, like Brian, you and I are autistic, and we have issues socializing with people and like figuring out how to deal with people. At least I have that, and I kind of feel like Maul has something there, that he's so desperate to try something to work that it actually backfires, and I'm just like, I feel that's extremely relatable in that regard.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely he's living under this delusion, like he's like, I'm the only one that's right in this situation. Everyone else is wrong. Why aren't you believing in me? Why aren't you joining with me? Why? He's so confused as to why they aren't coming and joining him and to take down this clear threat that is the main threat to the galaxy. He's like, I don't understand. And that's why he's unknowingly driving the wedge that's furthering from those connections. And it's regardless. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the double-edged sword that Rook Cass says. It's
right.
Like, hey, people will only join you because she says something like, bounty hunters will work with you if there's prosperity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. If they're paid.
There's no prosperity. There's no motive to stick around.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they turn on him and just run for the ship and then get blown up.
That part was almost comical. I was like, that's what you get. They're like, wait a minute, they're running from Darth Maul. That's not necessarily a bad thing.
That's not a good thing. And then Rook Cass says, whoever the character's name was, so and so, you slime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when they take off, they get and then he's like, what? And then they get blasted by 3 gunships. And I'm
away.
Like,
did not work for them.
Maul's escape ship and by the way, Vario almost got on that ship. He's like, hey, open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Open the door. Let me in. And by the way, that's something I forgot to bring up earlier. We got a Han Solo Star Wars story reference at the very end of that episode 8.
Yeah.
It said, Dryden Voss requests an audience. Things are looking up. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold the presses here. Hold the presses. What has Dryden Voss got to do with this? Now you got me really curious. This is the thing. I want more.
Oh,
I just want more, and I can't wait to see it.
Do we remember the final episodes of the Clone Wars where there was a hologram of Dryden Voss that Maul was talking to in the sewers on Mandalore?
Yep.
He already knows who the guy is. He is already in league with Crimson Dawn. He's just going back to the ties that he already has.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I've seen it. It's just been a while since I remember that scene, Case.
Yeah.
But
look, I watch this like monthly. I feel so I have it very well in my memory.
Better than I do because I've only seen it like twice, so I get it. But no, when they dropped the Dryden Voss reference at the end, I'm like, oh crap, they're starting to connect even more dots here to the Star Wars galaxy. I love it. It's great. And then when Vario says things are looking up, I'm like, well, Maul's looking off in the distance and he's kind of upset. He's kind of pissed.
Because he lost Devon yet again.
He lost Devon again, and his plans kind of falling apart. And Vario's saying, "Hey, things are going to look up for you, partner." And I'm like, "Well, maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see." But when it ends on that cliffhanger, I'm thinking, this is why the show is so good. Like very little, It's a bit of a rarity, but not too many. But not too many television shows make you say, how can it end like this? I want more. I want to know. I want to see the next set. I want to see what happens. But this is the beauty of this series is that it just makes anybody who's anybody want to tune in week after week after week after week after week after week after and see more because I want more and I love it.
Yeah,
I just love it. I like it a lot. So I'm
definitely not looking forward to the season finale. Ugh.
That's the thing. Like, I'm excited to see what happens, but at the same time, we gotta wait like a year.
I don't want it to end.
That's
right. I don't want it to end.
2 episodes on Monday, and then when those episodes are done, we're not gonna get any Maul Shadow Lord for like what? At least a year, maybe 2 years.
At least that'll be a bummer.
At least a year.
Is it a year?
Hey, but at least we know that we're getting a season 2. Can you
getting a season 2.
If Monday were the last 2 episodes and there was no announcement of season 2, like what would we do?
I'd be I don't know how Case would feel, but I'd be kind of pissed.
I would be pissed. I'd be
like,
disappointed. I'd be angry. I'd be sad.
I would cry.
No, we are going to get a season 2, which is I'm glad they announced that way in advance.
Right.
Because then it's like, okay, well, it's going to suck that we're not going to get any more Maul Shadow Lord for the rest of 2026, but at least we know we are going to get more.
Right.
We got to wait a little.
The good news is though, it's only 2 weeks till Mando and Grogu, so we don't have to wait too
Well,
long.
I mean, there is that, and then there's the merchandise that's been coming out recently. Which, by the way,
Right.
you can find this on social media. It's everywhere. There's stuff at Walmart. There's stuff at Target. There's stuff at what was it? Pat Powell was at the Lego store recently in her neck of the woods of Carolina, and boy, that Lego store, I was like, damn, I'm not even much of a Lego fan, but this makes me want to buy like 50 sets of Star Wars Legos right about now. I'm curious because I'm looking at all these different ships, all these different, what do you call these? The mini play sets, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, and she actually documented this on her Instagram story. She's like, I bought the Siege of Mandalore playset. I'm like, what? There's a Siege of Mandalore set? Like, give me that. I'll take it. You know, it's like, oh, jeez. Yeah, merchandising.
Mhm.
I just wish there was more from the show so far.
Right.
It's crazy that
That's
like
the biggest issue.
for every single TV show or movie or whatever we're getting from Star Wars, like, you know, actually last year when Andor season 2 premiered, we got this and we got a buildable K2SO, and it's like we're getting sets from Andor and it was all announced, and then we get to this year for Maul Shadow Lord and it's like, where are my Lego sets?
Crickets.
Where are my Funko Pops? Where is anything from this show? It's like they're not doing anything with the show. Like I will say though, they released episode 1 on YouTube for everyone to see because they are like, you need to see this show, and it's like, yeah, you do need to see this show. So that's good. It's like you do that, and you also announce some merchandise because, like, shut up and take my money. You know, like I want to give you my money. Give me something here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we need. I think all 4 of us, including Pal, if you're watching this, we all need to pull a Futurama. Shut up and take my money.
I thought for sure that they announced it, but
No.
I feel maybe that was like a one of those spoiler websites where it's like there's, hey, you know, here's these things, because I remember seeing a Devon action figure, a Black Series figure, but I've gone and looked for it and I can't find it now. So it's like, I don't know.
Sucks. That's my most. By the way, we're going to go into the negatives. There are no negatives with these episodes, by the way.
Yeah.
So everybody's aware. The only negative I have is that I want more, and we're going to get more when we get to Monday night, but Monday morning, whatever it is. So I don't have any negatives about these episodes. I don't think any of my panelists here do. I mean, if they do, feel free to speak now. Forever hold thy peace. But I'm just looking forward to seeing where this goes. I'm looking forward to seeing if Devon's going to turn or if she's going to start to turn over to the dark side or not. I don't know. Maybe she will. Maybe she won't. I'm looking forward to Lawson and his kid getting off-world and away from the Empire because now they're wanted fugitives and they're going to be shot on sight. I guarantee you. And I hate the fact that the Empire is willing to shoot a 10, 15-year-old kid, whatever. Like I think Riley's like 14, 15 years old. It's like, you're going to kill a kid? These are idiots. You're punks, man. That's why I don't like the Empire. Forget you. You know, you're what is it? They're Bantha. You're Bantha. All right? You're Bantha. Anyway. So yeah, everybody's on the run. Looking forward to seeing people get off world, get to safety. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. And then Maul, I want to see him get his injuries addressed. I want to see if he's going to get his injuries addressed with that leg of his because he's in really bad shape. Like really.
At
really
the moment,
bad
he's not the best fighter.
He's not.
Did he have a limp in Rebels case?
Did he?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a limp in
No, he
Rebels,
doesn't.
I know
well,
he had
he
the
was
cane.
he had the cane and he was sort of
But I think
hobbling
that-
along, but
I think
But was
I
that
think
just an
that's a
act?
bit. I think he's just intentionally doing that to seem like he's weak. But the moment he whips out his
Okay.
lightsaber, he's able to move like it's nobody's
Got it.
business.
Okay.
So yeah, it's fine.
Then I guess you're right. There is no limp there. But yeah, no, I want to see him get his injuries addressed. I want to see him get back on his feet 100%. And by the way, I didn't know the name of this character that appeared in, what was it, episode 7 and 8. The other Inquisitor, he's known as the
11th brother.
also known as the Crow, from what I've been told. Yeah, the Crow. When I saw him come out of the ship, I thought, I know this is Inquisitor, but like he just looked familiar. Like I feel like I've seen this character.
Did
Has he
you
been
see
on-
Tales of the Jedi?
yeah.
I did see Tales of the Jedi. Yeah. So
Well, he's in one of the episodes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's in Tales of the Jedi, and then I could have. He looked. I know it's 2 completely different characters, and one of them I don't think is canon, but he kind of reminded me of Darth Revan a little bit with the helmet.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Suppose.
If
I
that
know what
makes
you're
any sense.
saying.
I don't know if that makes any
So-
sense, but
Question.
kind of looks.
We know ultimately Ahsoka offs both these Inquisitors.
Mm-hmm.
But when they both
Yeah.
die, the green
missed.
Sith, not Sith magic,
Missed.
Dathomirian magic comes out. Night Sister
Mhm.
magic comes out. So I'm curious to know your guys' theories on this. Do they die before that and then get resurrected? Or do
Merrick
they just
for-
get
Merrick
imbued?
For sure.
Do they
Yeah.
just get
Merrick
imbued with some
definitely.
type of Night
But
Sister Magic.
But wait, does the crow die?
The crow
and
actually
kills
does.
Jedi?
I just watched that clip
Oh.
recently, and
That's when
she
Ahsoka kills him
chops
and
off
tells
his
the
head,
Jedi.
and it
Okay.
hits the ground, and then the puff of
It
smoke
just
comes out.
totally
And it's
like, yeah.
wait a
And he
minute.
like totally like deflates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just like, wait a minute, that's weird.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ahsoka makes him look like chump change.
Oh, totally.
Ahsoka makes it look like chump chip. Wow.
Dodge.
Yeah,
Slice.
dodge, catches
Whoa.
his lightsaber, ends him with his own lightsaber. Like,
Right.
whoa. She was not playing around.
Nope.
Not playing around, no.
Which in the Ahsoka show, when she fights Merrick, their first fight, it seemed like they were pretty evenly matched, although I think she got the upper end on him. The second one, though, just she makes real quick work of him. And you see all the green smoke come out.
Yeah.
So I'm
That
just
was after
curious.
her-
I'm wondering.
That was after her communion with Anakin, and she sort of made peace
Becomes
with
Ahsoka the White.
Right. So that's when she just sort of quickly dispatched him.
Ups her games.
Wait, no.
Yeah, ups her game.
She's not Ahsoka the White just yet. He dies in episode 4. She becomes Ahsoka the White in episode 5.
5. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it 5?
Oh, okay. I thought that was after.
Hmm.
I just need to go rewatch Ahsoka now. That's what that means.
Yeah, apparently Case is basically saying in no uncertain terms, you guys need to do your homework.
Yeah.
Like the thing
I
is,
thought it was pretty
Ryan,
much
Ryan,
around the same
you bring
thing.
me on because I have watched and rewatched everything 10 million times so that I know everything. That's why I'm here. So I can fact check, you know.
I know, you're the
That's
whole
why-
You need to start an account that's just like the archives, and it's just everything.
What is it called? The Hall of Archives or the Holocron or whatever it's called? Or
Yeah.
Mhm.
the HoloNet. That's it. Or something like that. By the way,
Like,
Matt
Ahsoka
Tunisian-
kills.
Wow.
Oh,
hello from
hello.
Tunisia. Hello.
Hello.
Tunisia.
Matt
Ahsoka
Tunisia.
kills Merrick just as she is about to face Balin's skull, and then she loses to him, and then she goes. Into
Oh,
the
right,
between
because
the
it's in the
woods.
woods right before. Okay, I remember.
Yeah.
Now. Yep. You are awesome.
We got somebody joining us from Tunisia. That's awesome. Thanks
That's
for being
fantastic.
here. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like and share if you like what you see here. Make sure to subscribe to that channel and ring the bell because we got lots of stuff planned for the year. If you have any comments on what's it, Shadow Lord or just Star Wars and how great it is in general, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it in the comments. See what I did there. Down below. But yeah, no, I like all of us. We're excited to see where this goes, and we're gonna get a season 2 somewhere down the line. I can't wait to see it. Obviously, we can't wait. We just want it. We want it now. But we're excited, and I do want to say something. If they ever get a chance to do this, I don't know what plans change all the time. But if they intend to make any more animated series, I want the same exact team that's working on this show to work on every single Star Wars animated project from here on out.
To be fair, it's the same exact team that has been working on animated shows for years. On the Bad Batch, on Rebels, on Clone Wars, it's the same team.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying, like this. I mean, I've liked a lot of the things they've done, but this is like something I like uber love. So I just want them to keep doing what they're doing. Is what I'm trying. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But yeah.
I suppose that this is the first animated show that really hit you because, like, for me, that was Rebels. I gotta say, like, I know there are a lot of fans of the Clone Wars. I like the Clone Wars. It's not my favorite. Rebels is the one that really hit me.
Yeah.
But I suppose that's different for everyone. So, like, a lot of people grew up with the Clone Wars. I really love Rebels. People like the Bad Batch. Bad Batch is a good show as well. Maul is great. I'm just a fan of the people who make the animated shows because I think that they really get Star Wars. They know what Star Wars is at its core and how to make us love these characters that they introduce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah. I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, for me, this is the one that's just this
is the one for you.
It hit me like a ton of bricks, basically. It's like getting hit by
That's
Clubber
awesome.
Lang in Rocky 3. You know what I'm saying? I pity the fool, you know? Yo, pity the fool, Rocky. You know, so I just got hit in the face by Clubber Lang, and it feels great because because this series is awesome. Just saying. But yeah, no, congrats to the creative team on this whole project, and we wish them all success moving forward. By the way, Matt Tunisian says, did you guys, yes, we mentioned this earlier. First episode of Maul dropped on YouTube for free. It's huge for us here overseas since we do not get Disney Plus. That's great. I'm glad you're able to experience at least a little bit of this show and how great it is because it's the best thing, like for me anyway. It's like my favorite Star Wars thingamabob in a long time. So Matt Tunisian, glad you get to experience that for sure.
Yes.
I trust in Dave Filoni, he says. Yep. I get
Dave
that.
Filoni.
Dave Filoni.
All the way.
He's got all the flowers. So we get. Hey, you switch your gear.
Hey,
There,
he's got his Dave
Cute.
Filoni hat. That's
Is
awesome.
that, your, is that Dave Filoni's hat? Is that his hat?
Yeah. This is my Dave Filoni hat.
Hey. Look at that. That's
Just need a
cool.
Pittsburgh Steelers shirt and you're set.
That's right. Yeah, he's missing a few things. Yeah, and he says, "I'm from Tatooine." Huh?
Yeah, because the Tatooine scenes were filmed in Tunisia. That's right.
Yeah.
Right, you are literally from Tatooine, whereas
Yeah.
Well,
Nick over here
it's
just says he's from Tatooine. Even though
no. The scene in Return of the Jedi, Jabba's sailing barge, that whole scene was filmed
back in,
just a hop, skip, and a jump from here.
are you se-
Yeah, from you.
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
out.
So the
the
cast all
scenes from-
stayed in Yuma. They were technically filmed in California.
Are you se-
But the
When you
scenes
drive out of
for-
Yuma, you drive right
um,
into California and you go about 10, 15 minutes down the road and you're driving through all these sand dunes. That
didn't
looks
know
just
that.
like
I
Tatooine.
didn't know that.
I have a picture of a newspaper article back from the 80s when they were building the set out there. Yeah,
Get
it's
out
pretty
of
cool.
here.
hmm
Oh, that's
I have
awesome.
the Star Wars Insider, and it has a map of the United States, and it
Mhm.
shows like all the locations of different filming locations and where
Yeah.
that. So you could take a road trip and see all the different things. So like the redwood forest and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it's like,
That's cool.
yeah, this is. I want to go on this road trip.
Yeah. What was it? Yeah, and once again, first scene ever filmed for Star Wars was in fact wasn't
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, the,
Tunisia.
Yeah.
for the original Star Wars, the first
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, that's what
Correct.
he was referring
Yep.
to. Yeah, yeah. That's really cool, by the way. By the way, Dustin, let me know where you got that book so I can start planning my road trip for my birthday next year.
I'll try to dig it out. I'll
Hey,
show
dig
it to
out.
you.
Send me some photos, Parker. Parker, I'm on photos. Send them all to me. Matt Tanucci goes on to say, I was born the day of the release of the original film linked to Star Wars since then, 1977. Wow.
How cool is that?
That is
Mhm.
pretty freaking awesome. That is pretty freaking awesome.
That is really cool.
That is
Yeah.
a fun fact right there. That's a really good fun fact. Yeah, we learn all kinds of things about you, Matt.
It's like it was meant to be.
I think it
Mm.
was. I think it was to a certain degree.
It was the
degree,
will
yeah.
of the Force.
With, and then he goes. He agrees with you, by the way, Casey. Yes, sir. He says, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every movie came out before I was even born,
Every movie
but
came
I
out before I
still
was
loved
born.
it. Yeah,
They all came
I
out
was
before.
obsessed with it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, and we're going to dive into this here momentarily. So I'm looking forward to seeing where this story goes. Any other speculations or predictions of what we want to see in the last 2 episodes of season 1, Case or Nick?
Yes, of course. I have the feeling that because Maul is the only person with like a way off planet with Dryden Voss, at least that's what it's looking like. I have the feeling that as much as they hate the idea of it, Ducky, Lawson, Devon, Riley, and Two Boots have to team up with him to get off planet, but then they will have to face the Inquisitors again, and we're probably going to get a lightsaber fight between the two Inquisitors and Maul and Devon and Ducky teaming up, which is like, it's going to be bonkers, and that's when Ducky is probably going to die. So
Yeah.
prepare for that, Ryan. It's going to happen. Just accept
Yep.
the fact that it's going to happen. And that is probably what will at least start to make Devon turn towards Maul, because of course Maul is like, I will help you. You just lost your master. He is going to like really try to be the nicest guy he's ever been, which he is not. We've seen that. He is very not socially capable of being nice to people because he's filled by anger. But this is going to be the moment when he finally gets it together and he's like, okay, Devon, it's going to be okay. And that will start to turn Devon. We're not going to get a full turn yet, but season two, is going to happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We'll see how that turns out. I am also excited to see Dryden Voss in animation. I'm curious if Paul Bettany voices him again.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if Jarvis. Excuse me, I'm sorry. His name's not Jarvis, and it's not Vision. His name is Paul Bettany. All right, Paul Bettany. But I'm curious to see if he comes back. Voice. By the way, he's probably not going to drop this line because this was featured in a previous video. That
No,
Case,
Ryan. He's the Herald from A Knight's Tale.
True. Oh,
That's right. That's right.
Actually,
I'm
Chaucer.
going to go real deep cut on you there.
Yeah.
But I understood that.
Love that movie.
When he says the magic words, Nick, God, I'm good. After giving that intro for Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein. Which, by the way, that's the one scene. I mean, there's a couple scenes from the movie I can rewatch, but that one scene where it says the harasser of Parasa, the protector of Italian virginity, the lance that thrilled France, the enforcer of our Lord God. Anyway, sorry. Dustin,
We got to steer back, man. We're going to start talking about a whole different.
Yeah.
Could hypothetically, but no. Listen, if he comes back to voice Dry to Boston, I just want him to.
That'd be great. I'd love that.
I want him to look at the camera and say like he did in the original movie. I get all worked up, silly. It's a party, because you included that clip, Case, in our original intro for Nerdy Cantina. You included that.
No,
clip.
that was. Yeah, that was from the Nerdy Cantina.
It was.
Yeah.
It was him saying, "I get all worked up, silly. It's a party. Let's just have a party, Dustin. Let's party." So
That's right.
Thank you for including that clip, by the way. That was great. But yeah, no, I get it. Anyone else have any predictions or speculations on these last two of the season there, Nick or Dustin? You want to take the
Yeah, I agree on all things that he just said. He's probably gonna have to team up, and that he's gonna die. Docky's gonna die. It's unfortunate, but prepare yourself. I imagine it's gonna die. But and so as he's probably gonna say, "Oh, you're in good hands," as he dies. In reference to one of the characters, he's going to talk to one of the. I would imagine, Docky, or I would imagine Docky says to Devin, but I don't think he's going to say you're in good hands. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll die and say, "Oh, you're in good hands," and referring to Lawson. But yeah, I imagine so.
Is he going to say the magic words? That's all state stand, Devin. Are you in good hands?
Right.
See what I did there? Because he is the spokesperson for Allstate Insurance, man. Or at least he was.
Yeah.
Years back. I think somebody else is doing the voiceover now. I apologize. But anyway, yeah, no, if he says you're in good hands and he's referring to Maul, that's going to be effed up.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't think so.
But at the same time, if she does end up with Maul and they start working together and she starts getting evil, goody, less goody, more evil. Then, hey, it'd be interesting to see someone who's on Team J turn over to the dark side. That would be very, very interesting. By the way,
other than Anakin.
Well, Anakin, whatever. Yeah, something like that. What was it? Matt Tanisha, we were referring to A Knight's Tale when I was quoting better than anybody that Chaucer scene. Yeah, when he's introducing Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein. Vader is coming, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, listen,
I was going to mention that.
If he shows up, the internet will break. 7 billion people will be screaming their heads off, and we will all be rejoicing that we're going to get a fight between Maul versus Vader, Vader versus Maul.
I have a thought on
it. Nick,
that.
Film at 11. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so I still really want to see it. I think what's going to happen is I don't think we're going to get a Maul Vader fight this season. I think that's going to be the big cliffhanger leading into season 2. Case, everything you just said, like I could totally see that happening. I think Maul will probably come out on top versus Inquisitors, and then that's when they're going to tap in for Vader to come. And I think the big ending of the season, like the season finale ending, will be like you'll just get a real brief clip of Vader coming, and you'll know, oh, that's what we're looking forward to. That's how I could see it all going down. We still have 2 episodes though, so I would love to see a Vader Maul fight this season. But I was thinking this the last 2 episodes. I think the way it's going, they'll probably tease that for season 2.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it's actually very similar to the ending of Star Wars Rebels Season 1, where at the very, very end, because the Grand Inquisitor has been defeated, Vader then comes in for one scene at the end, and and then it cuts to black, and it's like, see you next season. And
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm still waiting for him to show up at some point.
We already have American the Crow.
I know.
How many more Inquisitors do you want?
How many action figures do you have?
All of them.
Set?
I have
That's
all
a
of
great
them.
figure.
By the way, that's a great figure. Is that Black Series? What is that?
Yeah, Black Series. This is the comic book where he has all his tattoos, and it's in the comic book.
Son of Dathomir?
Is it
maybe something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If you find a place where if you have a link to where I can buy that, let me know because I'm going to add that to my mantle. /desk/workspace. So I can start competing with guys like Nick and Case, and say, hey, you got all this stuff. Guess what? This is what I got. It's the competition, son. No, I'm just kidding. It's not. But yeah, let me know if you find that in the wild. If you have a link for it, Dustin, just send it over to me so I can get my hands. I want more.
Mhm.
More. Anyway,
This is the only Darth Maul I have, and
the only one you
and
have?
that's the only one I have. It's like I've been collecting Star Wars for a long time, and I don't know how it's the only one I have.
Well,
But-
hold on to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, encase it in. Oh, he's been frozen in carbonite. He should be quite well protected if he survived the freezing process. That is. Well, Dustin, is he alive? Yes, he's alive and in perfect hibernation. Anyway, I've been on a binge this week. I've been watching Empire and Jedi this week to prepare for this show because I'm in a Star Wars mood, case. So I felt like watching.
How can you not be in a Star Wars mood? It's May.
it's
I know,
May.
yeah, I've been watching Empire, and now I'm like 2/3 of the way through. What is it, Jedi right now? So I'm past the scene where he's in the throne room with the Emperor, and the Emperor's saying, "Take a look for yourself. Your whole squad's going to get killed off and wiped out. It is unavoidable. You want this, don't
Yes.
you?" Anyway, yeah, Dustin, do you want this, don't you? Yes, I do. So yeah, my speculation is the show's going to be great. It's going to be on a huge cliffhanger. We may hear a breathing apparatus in the background of Vader coming in, or maybe we'll see a boot coming off of a landing of a platform somewhere. Maybe a cape will be flowing in the wind, Dustin. I don't know. It could happen. It could happen. I don't know.
Mhm.
But
I would love to see Darth Maul or Darth Vader in this style of animation, though.
It
Yeah.
would be, if he shows
would
up
be
at
cool.
the end as a tease for season 2, it would be fantastic. But here's the thing, though. If Daki does die, I am going to be crying. I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be furious, case. But I will understand in the context of what the story is trying to tell us. So
Character
Also,
progression.
Give in to your anger.
yeah, I will probably give in to my anger at that point, and I'll probably scream at my television like Pal did last week when she was watching episodes of what is it, Shadow Lord, and I'll probably end up throwing my saber on the ground, being like, "Damn it!" Like,
Oh, by the way, what did we think of Maul doing the spinning thing and making the Sidious sound? That was weird.
I loved it. I loved it.
I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty cool, right? I mean,
The
Didn't
city.
bother-
What do you mean? Oh,
Well,
yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like no, it's great. I didn't mind it personally, but
I was
anyway,
like, oh, that's a legit move now.
Yeah, it must be.
That's a legit dark side move.
Yep, must be. Clearly.
I guess we can start using that in our everyday life. But yeah, what was it? Matt Tijisen says maybe we'll get a taste of Vader. Ha ha ha! It is May after all. Yeah, it is May after all. This is the May.
Yep.
This is the man.
This is
is
the
the
May.
May.
Which, by the way, I didn't know that was a meme until Case sent that to me on Messenger. I was like, hey, did you make that, or is that
Ryan, you used that quote 10 billion times over the past couple of years on your show. How
No,
can
but
you
I've
not
never
know
said
this?
this. But I've never said this is the May. I've said this is the way.
Okay.
I
No,
don't think I've ever said
Yeah.
this is the May. Have I?
no.
This is
but
the May.
This is the way you keep using the clip.
Oh, I do it all the time. Yeah, I have to because it's awesome. It's great. It's one of the best catchphrases in pop culture history. Plus, it can
Good
be used for
quote.
several different meanings. So, doesn't bother me in the least. What else doesn't bother me in the least is this has been a great episode thus far of Shadow Council here on Anti-Quote Channel. Don't forget to like and share if you have any thoughts or feelings. If you want to just give into your anger and let it drop it in the comments, drop it in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. By the way, thank you to everybody who has tuned in and has commented thus far. And we took the liberty of posting a link to what is known as allsabers.com. They're having a sale on all sabers right now, 30% off if you use a specific promo code from one of their ambassadors, which, Nick, I believe you're one of their ambassadors. So we took the liberty of posting 30% off all sabers with the promo code Read Star Wars with me. You got to use that promo
Thank
code
you.
for 30% off your saber,
Yeah.
which that's where mine came in. Which, by the way, I'm just curious. It's a bit of a sidebar. Nick, how did you end up partnering with All Sabers? How did that happen?
I've followed them for a while, and I've had a few exchanges with them on Instagram, just talking Star Wars stuff. And they're always been great guys to talk to. I follow like every saber account out there because lightsabers are one of my favorite things in the world. But those guys always just seem real cool, real genuine, real down to earth. They would always comment on my stuff, and I don't have a super big following or account or anything, so I always thought that was cool. And then they posted something a while back about how they were looking for ambassadors, and so I jumped on it. I applied, and they let me be one.
Nice.
Rest is history. Well, congratulations on that, by the way. That's
Thanks.
fantastic. Yeah, they seem. Yeah, I mean, I got my lightsaber. I got my saber stand now, so all is right with the world. So, I'm happy as a proverbial clam. But before we talk anything further about that, unless anyone has any final thoughts about Shadow Council, I think it's time to make the transition to the next part of the show, right, Case? So,
Do you have the intro for Nerdy Cantina?
I still have it. Yeah, it's right here on set. You want me to start using it?
Yeah.
I can play it. You want me to play it? Show these guys? I don't think you guys have seen this before. You might get
I don't know if they've seen it, but I like it.
All right,
Run it,
well,
man.
hey, we're gonna thank you for this part of the show. We are gonna stop talking about the Shadow Council for the moment, and we're gonna start celebrating all things Star Wars. So if you have any things you want to share with us, favorite characters, favorite droids, Spybot, favorite Sith, favorite dark side characters, light side characters, favorite comic books, right? The book, the new canon, the old canon, the Legends books, whatever it is, the comic books. Which, by the way, there's a lot of comic books out there with Star Wars written all over it. Let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. So I'm going to give you a moment to process that, think about it for a little bit. And Dustin, Nick, I'm going to share something with you that you might enjoy. I don't know, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But let's talk about all things Star Wars with this right here. Take a look.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello tonight.
Just me.
Have you been with us before?
First time.
Oh, you picked a great night.
Where are you going, Master? For a drink?
Get all worked up. Silly. It's a party.
Pull up, have a drink.
That was so much fun.
Cool. That was why, and like I said, Case is the only who puts all that together. So hats off to him again for doing that. Case.
That was great.
Appreciate all of it, and more and more people are chiming in the chat here. Matt usually says it's one of his favorite characters is Revan. Revan's my favorite for canon, and then for canon it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, cool. I dig it. I totally dig it. You're muted, by the way, Case. Just letting you know you're muted.
Shit.
It's got the
Sorry,
Revan
yeah.
saber there, though.
But then you should like the lightsaber that I have because this is Revan's. And actually, it does both because it does red and purple. So there you go.
Awesome.
Go up. There you go. Cool. That was that.
Turn off. I don't want you on the whole show. But yeah, no, we're going to transition to celebrating all things Star Wars. So to give everyone a bit of a, a little bit of a green light, a little bit of a heads up. So think about, I'll give my panelists a moment to think about this. So your first encounter with Star Wars, was it a television series? Was it an action figure? Was it a comic book? Was it the movies? For me, my first encounter with Star Wars was the original movies on VHS, the original cuts of the movies. This is before the alterations and the special editions that come out at that time. So I remember, I think it was either my brother or my dad had the VHS tapes, popped them into the VCR. We started watching them, and I thought, oh, wow, this is really... And I was just, like, in awe of it because of how cool it looked and how cool it sounded. And obviously, John Williams is John Williams. You know, the score by John Williams is just so iconic. It gets you in the mood. Just gets you in that mood, right?
Yep.
So I remember watching Star Wars as a kid on VHS, and then my respect and admiration for the property of Star Wars grew a little bit more when we went to see the special editions when they were released in theaters back in 1997. So that was, I remember this vividly. I was at a friend's house one night, and I was on my way home from my friend's house. My dad says, "Hey, Ryan, you better get home soon." I said, "Why? What's going on?" He says, "Luke," and then he butchers the line by saying, "Luke, I am your father." You know, where the actual line is, "No, I am your father." You know what I mean? So he just butchered, but we don't care. And I was like, "Oh my God, we're going to see Star Wars." So I raced home like a bat out of you know what, jump into the soccer mom van. Yes, we had a soccer mom van because, you know, when you're young and you have two brothers, that's just the way it goes. So we piled into the van, went to the Center Theater in Baltimore, mind you, and we saw those movies on the big screen. And I was like, you know, in the words of the director, absolute cinema. Okay, absolute cinema. And then we went to see all the prequels in 99, 02, and 05. And then, you know, when the sequel trilogy came out after my parents unfortunately had passed away, my brothers continued the tradition of taking us to the theater and going to see the movies in the theater. And that's something I'm never going to forget. You see what I mean? So that's something I'm going to hold on to for all time. And in between all that, I was collecting the green line of Power of the Force with all the toys, 3.75 inch, you know, quarter inch action figures. Maybe some of the taller ones. I can't remember exactly, but I had Power of the Force. Okay, Power of the Force. So that's my introduction to Star Wars. I'm just curious though.
It's a buff Boba.
Dustin, you have so many flipping figures over there. It's driving me nuts.
Get these wonderful toys.
Get all this one. So, Dustin, I'm just curious, what was your first introduction to the property of Star Wars? How did it start for you?
Okay, so for me, I was 2 years old. We lived in a house where we didn't have cable. We only had a VCR. Well, at some point, my grandma recorded Return of the Jedi. So I only had Return of the Jedi on VHS, and I would watch it every single day. I would get up first. I would be the first one out of bed. I'd pop in Return of the Jedi and watch it. And I remember being over the moon, beyond excited when we moved to a new house and commercials popped on the TV, and it was Star Wars, but I'd never seen these things before. And I'm like, they're making more, they're making more, they're making more. I was so excited. And they're like, no, Dustin, these have been out for a long time. We just only had Return of the Jedi. And it took me so long to wrap my head around that, but we recorded them. And so I had these like bootleg VHS copies before I finally got the expanded edition, which was they had a few extra scenes here and there. And then a few years later, the special edition came out, and that was when I went to the theaters and we watched all of them. And it just was, I've just been obsessed with Star Wars ever since I was 2 years old. And I remember I had a robe that I put on, and I would pull it over my head and be like, you want this, don't you? And I had a little lightsaber, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, sitting next to me, and I had taken the blade out and just had the handle, and I would pet it, and I would recite that scene. And I remember my dad laughing, and my mom was cracking up too, because they were just, I'm just this kid petting a lightsaber, just, oh, it's an everyday thing, right? Well, it was for me. And then it was just all down the hill from there, because like then the internet came out, and I would watch I would literally, one of my first bookmarks that I had was starwars.com, and I would read through the data bank and all the things about everything you can think of about Star Wars. And that I would do that every day, just learning something new, remembering something new, or just, this was all. And then Star Wars Insider, and I remember getting the first issue of Star Wars Insider, and I was so excited. And yeah, it's just been an ongoing and ever passionate love of mine. And it's a tradition, like you had said. We went to see the special edition in theaters, and then we've watched every movie in theaters on opening night ever since. So that's how it is for me.
Man, 2 years old watching Return of the Dude, that's wild stuff. But I dig it. I totally dig it. That's a great story. Thank you for sharing that with us, by the way. That is man, that's a more phenomenal story. What about you, Ambassador Nick Nickelodeon? I'm just curious. There's a reference for everybody back home. How were you introduced to this property? How did this happen for you?
Yeah, so real similar to you and Dustin, the original trilogy on VHS tape. Dustin and I also had a bootleg copy of Return of the Jedi that we probably wore out because we recorded it from TV. Like, I knew exactly when to hit fast forward to skip all the commercials, exactly what commercial to hit play again, so the fast forward would stop into the regular speed. We probably wore that out. In the mid 90s, actually before that, my uncle, he had all the original Kenner action figures, and he had given those to my brother and I. So we had the Darth Vader head with all the action figures in it. We had like the Ewok Village play set. And we grew up playing with those toys as far back as I can remember. And then in the mid 90s, I remember I got a Luke Skywalker Kenner lightsaber, and my brother got the Darth Vader one. And man, we wore those things out like bent blades because we were constantly going at each other with them. But then when they started releasing all the special editions, I remember going and seeing all those in the theater. And then late 90s, The Phantom Menace came out. And at that point, the merchandising was really ramping up. And so I remember just in awe, you go down the toy aisle at the store and you see all the Star Wars stuff and just eating it all up. For me, a big part of my Star Wars journey has always been the books. And growing up, my mom would take us to the public library almost every Wednesday afternoon. And I remember reading a lot of the EU books then, the Legend books now, and just getting hooked on all the extra stories that I could get. And then about 10, 11 years ago, when they started coming out with all the new canon books, one of my goals was just to read all of them and to collect all of them. And for the last 10 or 11 years, I haven't quite got all of them or read all of them, but that's been something that I've really, really enjoyed, is just all the books. Of course, seeing all the movies in theaters has been a lot of fun. There's nothing like seeing Star Wars on the big screen, and I'm so excited at the end of the month we get to do that again. So yeah, that's been my journey. The books, though, you can't see it. They're in the other room. But the books have been a big part of it for me. Hence the username, Read Star Wars with me. Just love it.
Makes sense. So you more the book kind. So you were more of the take a look. Dan, a book. That's what you did. You just took.
Okay, Ryan. This is another sidetrack. Pizza Hut is bringing back Book It.
Nice.
They are bringing back Book It. Yep.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna sign all my kids up for it today.
Congratulations on that. That's fantastic. Let's get the kids reading again. Who needs a screen with a phone on it? No, you don't need a screen. You need a book.
Yeah.
Book. Sacred Jedi texts. Anyway.
Read them, have you?
Page turners, they are not.
No, not those books anyway. But yeah, no, that's great. I think that's a great idea that they're doing. By the way, Matt Tunisian has an E True Hollywood story. He says, Star Wars on VHS, same thing, but I found it myself at the age of 8 years old, and my whole world changed. It became my philosophy. Maybe that means nothing, or maybe the Force works in mysterious ways.
That's awesome.
That's a good point. Maybe it does work in mysterious. I think the Force does, to a certain degree, work in mysterious ways. You must feel the Force around you. You know, and Empire's got so many. I think Empire's got almost every line is instantly quotable.
It's almost like it's the best movie.
I mean, to a certain degree, it is. I mean, look, I rewatched it and I looked on social media too because I was watching this on YouTube. The lines that Vader and Lando say to each other are some of the best lines like ever. Like anything he says, Vader's just like, "Don't make me change this deal. Like I'm gonna like really make things worse for you than they are."
I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Perhaps you feel you're being treated unfairly. No, good. Of course, if I believe it, Garrus, this deal is getting worse all the time. I'm just like, dude, you can use those lines in so many different ways. It's it's absolutely insane how quotable that movie is. It really, really is. I mean, the whole gosh darn thing. I mean, stuck up half-wit, scruffy-looking nerve herder, which, by the way, scruffy-looking nerve herder is one of the lines that's on one of your shirts, Nick. So
it is. Yep.
You can buy that, which is really cool. Man, no, I totally get. So I'm just curious, though, our graphic designer, producer, Case, how did it start for you when it came to Star Wars?
When it comes to Star Wars, you need to understand that Star Wars is not a thing in my family. It's not really that big of a thing in my country. And I don't really understand why. It's so much smaller here than it is over there. So I was late to the party, if you will. Because, you know, I didn't have parents who introduced me to the movies, but I did have a mother who introduced me to Indiana Jones. That connection, I think, is pretty easy to make. In addition to that, I also had a babysitter who one day just took home from the video store. Yes, I'm old, I know. But yeah, from the video store, he took home the, in that case, DVD. I think it was DVD already. The DVD of Empire Strikes Back. He put it in, and I watched the Battle of Hoth, and I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. It just is. And to this day, the Battle of Hoth is one of the greatest scenes that I will ever see in cinema, and I don't care who you are. It just is. So that got me hooked. And because he took it home from the video store, and because my mom had introduced me to Indiana Jones, like I went to the video store to get like an entire box set of Indiana Jones, and also with that box set you had behind the scenes, and they were talking about Star Wars a lot because, of course, it's George Lucas working on the property with Harrison Ford. Yeah, of course they're going to mention Star Wars. So I was like, I need to see these movies, I think, in addition to already having seen Empire Strikes Back and thinking it was awesome. So I watched the movies that we had up until that point, which was up until Attack of the Clones. And I would just rewatch all of them so many times, the original trilogy and the 2 prequels that we had, and I was looking forward to Revenge of the Sith. But my mom refused to take me to the theater. I couldn't see it in the theater, so like, fine, I'll watch it a year after it releases on DVD. That's fine, that works. Because back then, luckily, social media wasn't as big of a thing, so I could just avoid spoilers. And I watched the original trilogy and the prequels over and over until, I can quote every movie back to front. There was also a point where I could do it in Dutch, at least because I had read the subtitles so much, which is crazy. I can't do that anymore. Then we got into a little bit of a lull, at least for me, because I watched the Clone Wars movie in the theaters. That was the first Star Wars movie I watched in theaters, and I hated it because it's not a good movie. I got to be honest. As much as I like the Clone Wars overall, the movie is not good. And that's what put me off of Star Wars for a while. I didn't want to watch the Clone Wars for a while. And then we got to 2015, the release of this little indie movie called The Force Awakens. And I remember sitting at one point in an IMAX theater for a different movie, and the trailer for The Force Awakens comes on, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome. It was just like, that trailer was just amazing. And I'm like, I got to see this. So I went to see The Force Awakens opening day. Of course I did. And then I went to see it, how many times? I think I'm at 17 in total for The Force Awakens in the theaters. I got to be fair. I had an unlimited card, so I could see movies as many times as I want for a certain fee every month. So it was our Christmas holiday because it released in December. I could just go see it over and over and over, and I did. So that's cool. The Force Awakens got me back into Star Wars at a time that Star Wars was becoming big again. Because right after that, I watched all of Rebels. That then really also got me into it again. Then I watched Rogue One 20 times in the theaters. Still, unlimited card. And I loved Rogue One, past tense. Don't anymore. We might get into that at some point. But yeah, that really got me back into it. And that also got me into the books, what Nick was pointing out. Like, the books are also great, a great medium of Star Wars, and I really love a lot of the books. I am very behind on my reading, but I did read a lot of canon novels. The first one was Lost Stars. No, it wasn't Lost Stars. It was Bloodline. It was Bloodline, because Bloodline is great, and everything Claudia Gray writes
yeah,
is great.
both of those are fantastic.
So, like, yeah, I read Bloodline. I read Lost Stars. I read the Aftermath trilogy, which I did not like. But it was more so like, I need to read every single book. The Thrawn trilogy is great. The second Thrawn trilogy in canon is also pretty good. Then I also went back to the original Thrawn trilogy. That's not canon, that's Legends, but those are still great books. Ryan, read them. I know you have them. This is a topic that comes up every single time that we bring up the original Thrawn trilogy. Ryan, you need to read them. You have
Phenomenal.
But yeah, I at this point, I look forward to every single project. I don't love everything. There are definitely TV shows that I haven't loved. Obi-Wan Kenobi, not so much. Book of Boba Fett, only the final 2 out of the 7 episodes I liked, and other than that, no. But I will still be excited for every single project, because what if it's another Andor? What if it's another Maul Shadow Lord? These are 2 of the best shows that Star Wars has done, and they have come out in the past year. Like, one is releasing right now. So, like, Star Wars has been with me forever. I very much live by the rules of the Force, not necessarily one of the codes, because both the codes, the Jedi code and the Sith code, are bad. But I live by these things because it's been a huge part in my life ever since I was first introduced to Empire Strikes Back. So that's my story.
That's pretty cool, though, about how it started for you and all that jazz. But we appreciate you sharing
That's
that all
awesome.
this. I mean, it's all these are all great stories. I mean, we all came to it in different ways, which is great because that's the beauty of Star Wars. Everyone dives into this thing, whether it's through a movie, a book, or could have been a action figure or a toy line, right?
Mhm.
One of the toys,
Merchandise.
merchandise. That's how the real money for the movie is made, Dustin. Case in point, you own like 50,000 action figures in that little room, which I don't know how you're able to do that, but more power to you, man. You got like those things on your desk, and you can just pick up any one of them. Be like, oh, you mean this character? No, you're talking about this. It's like, where do you get all these toys?
It's an infant bag of holding.
You got an infinite bag of toys. It's insanity times a billion. But it's all good. I mean, listen, property's been around for almost 50. Next year is going to be its 50th anniversary.
It's going to turn 50 next year. And they're re-releasing the original movie in IMAX.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is going to be okay. Well,
yeah.
I guess I know what my brothers and I are doing next year, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
We get to see it again because we've already seen it in theaters, but it's like, no, you need to go again. And then you need to go again, and then you need to go again and see it again. By the way, 17 and 20 different times for you to see Rogue One and Force Awakens. That is just
that's
bonkers.
dedication.
Awesome.
It's bonkers.
It's a life goal right there.
These movies released during my Christmas holiday.
Mm-hmm.
I essentially have 2 weeks of doing whatever the hell I want. I want to watch Star Wars, okay?
2 weeks, Nick. 2 weeks.
That's awesome.
2 weeks, man. 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then I because a year after Force Awakens, 2 years after Force Awakens, we got Last Jedi. So for the Last Jedi, I went on a Wednesday morning to watch a double feature of Force Awakens and Last Jedi in IMAX. And then in 2019, we had The Rise of Skywalker, and they did a marathon. So I went to see Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. So yeah.
Tell us how you really feel.
I need that unlimited card. That's what I need.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway. I need that unlimited card.
We need to get the unlimited card, guys. So
For sure.
Get on it. Do it.
See, I wish they hadn't abandoned the Legends novels.
Mm-hmm. There is
because
some stuff from it.
That was
each other way too much, though.
That was my bread and butter. At the time, it was very much when they announced, "Oh yeah, we're not going to peruse these novels anymore. No, we're going to be wipe the slate clean and then put out their own stuff." And I was devastated, and I was like, "Yep, Star Wars is done for me. That's just what it is." And then, of course, I talk about all the inconsistencies of the new stuff, and oh well, here's exactly what they wanted to avoid, and they're doing it in their own novels now. What? How does this make sense? You could have just kept the original ones, but whatever. So,
have you heard Sam Witwer talk about that?
Yeah,
I love his thought, because when they first came out, just the way my brain works, I'm like, what is the actual story? Like, I need to know what's the official canon. The more I read from both Legends and canon, though, the less I feel that way. And I love what Sam Witwer says. He's like, they're just he looks at them as campfire stories.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on which campfire story which campfire you're getting the story around, the story is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah,
because everybody has different takes. Everybody has different thoughts. Were Ahsoka's lightsabers green or were they blue in the Siege of Mandalore? Well, it depends on what campfire you're talking about or sitting around. And looking at it from that standpoint, I actually found that to be a very, I don't know if enriching is the right word, but a very enriching experience, because it does kind of add to this. Hey, these are just the stories that we are all telling each other about these characters.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, those little inconsistencies, whether they're in Legends or in canon, make the universe feel more lived in and more real. Because I was kind of like you at first, where I was like, oh man, these are all the ones I grew up with, and now they're not. But I liked it, and I like Star Wars, so I wanted to read all the new ones, because I'm like, okay, well then give me the official one. And so, but the more I have read both of them, the more I'm just like, man, these are all great stories.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually surprised how many of the Legends books I've read still can work within canon, right?
Yeah.
Well, but that's also because I feel they're doing a lot of cherry picking from Legends, where they
They
have
are.
a lot of
Mhm.
like
Totally.
characters or stories,
Mhm.
and they're like, okay, we're gonna take that and integrate that into canon to make it
Correct.
kind of work.
Right.
Yeah.
Like what one of the biggest things was when they returned Thrawn in Rebels. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay, we know you love Thrawn, so let's bring him to you. And now we're on the brink of what's possibly a film version of Heir of the Empire.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're getting it just in a slightly different way.
Right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So the more I've just really enjoyed the stories, the less I have been. Oh, what's the official one? Like, I don't want to read the one that's not the official one. That's how I used to be. And I'm like, now I'm just like, man, these are all just great stories.
Yeah, and that's okay. Doesn't bother me.
I remember when they first started re-releasing the EU books under the Legends brand,
Oh yeah.
and how they're just all that the black cover with the new artwork.
what
Like
I have
my
over here.
knee-jerk reaction was like, oh, that's just a stupid money grab.
Mm.
And then I started buying them all, and I'm like, stink, they're grabbing my money. It worked.
Like I said, my friend got me the Heir to the Empire trilogy. It has all the Legends covers. It's the the
Yeah.
remastered Legends covers are.
I've got a whole shelf full of them.
You
Yeah.
got a whole,
And sometimes the artwork on those covers is better, and that's
Dude,
worth it.
yeah. By the way,
Sometimes I
see-
like the original artwork better, but for the most part, yeah.
It's good artwork too. Yeah, and trust me, I've seen your shelfie Sundays. Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen- they're not selfies. They're called shelfies.
Shelfie Sunday.
Yep.
Yep, that's a
Shelfies.
Bookstagram thing.
And
Shelfie
I'm
Sunday.
thinking to myself, man, I need to get better at this because Nick is just killing me in this game here. I don't know how you feel about that, Dustin.
I don't
'cause you
feel like I am. I feel like I'm doing horrible. I've been so inconsistent lately.
My bookshelf's right over there. It has all my books on it, and it's
You should take you should take a shelfie and post it on social media for people
Yeah.
to see your nerdy.
You
Dustin,
can-
I just started following you. I want to see them.
yeah. You can look on my Instagram stories. There's a section that says like the toys I love or whatever. It's in there because I talk about the books
Yeah.
of Star Wars as well.
Okay, I'm gonna go check that out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to have to look into. I don't know if I've seen that or not. Gee willikers.
Yeah.
Just to give everyone
Dustin,
a friendly
have you read anything from the High Republic?
Yeah, I read one of the books, but I was having a hard time getting into it, and then I didn't finish it because it just
Do you remember which one it was?
my rental lapsed, and I was like, all right, well,
Oh, gotcha. From the library.
yeah, I was like, yeah, all right, it's fine. I'll just leave it.
I tried reading Light of the Jedi, and I got like less than 100 pages in. I just couldn't get into it. There's too much
Mhm.
going on.
Really?
Yeah, my
Oh, man,
brain
that's
was
one of my
brain
favorites.
was getting.
I
hit
thought it
with
was
so
pretty
much-
good.
Well, I mean, I get it, but like there was so much information being hit in my head, I just couldn't
Yeah.
fathom it all because you got all these different characters with these planets and.
Well,
battle
especially in that one because they're setting. That was the first one. They're,
Right.
they're
That
setting
was
up
the
the
first
whole
one.
era. Yeah.
that are being planted, and I'm just thinking, this is too much, man. I gotta slow down. So I had to put.
Read the first one from Claudia Gray. I think that's way more digestible for you.
Is it Rising Star? Rising Star. The
Ooh, I
Rising
don't
Star.
remember.
Lost
the name
Stars,
of it.
maybe.
No, Lost Stars is
Separate,
not
that's
High
separate.
Republic.
Yeah, that's separate. I'm thinking of the
Lost
one
Stars
that's-
takes place over the original
you know,
trilogy.
but I'm thinking of
Mm.
the one that's in the High Republic era. I can't remember which one the Claudia. I don't remember.
I'm trying to pull up a picture right now so I can.
By the way,
look.
Matt Tunisian just said Sam is an OG Star Wars fan. Who wouldn't love Sam Witwer?
Yeah.
He goes on to say, I love Star Wars so much that I will watch anything Star Wars, and I'm always looking forward to either a fan made story, which there's plenty of those to go around. So I get that.
Yeah. In fact, in
Darkness. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
What was the name of it?
I think Claudia Gray's first High Republic one is Into the Darkness.
Into the Darkness.
Into the Dark.
And it's
Into
Into
the
the Dark,
Dark.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
all
It's
right.
a young adult one.
Yeah.
Okay, I can digest
The
that.
young
That's
adult
no
line of
problem.
High Republic books.
I heard they were good too. Yeah,
I have read all of them. The adult, the young adult, and then the children's books.
Yeah.
And most of the comics.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Sounds good though.
anything Claudia Gray writes Star Wars wise,
She's
it's like gold
She just
standard. It's
gets
so
the
good.
universe.
She gets, and
She
I've read
does.
enough of her material to realize that she is my favorite. Right?
Yeah.
it's so good.
And she does such a great job of writing relationships, whether it's like
Mhm.
romantic or platonic or sibling.
Platonic.
Like
Yeah.
she does such a good job.
Yeah.
So she wrote the first one in the the young adult line, and the
Oh,
last
okay.
one, I believe, Into
Oh,
the
she
Light.
wrote the first and the last. Damn. Okay.
Yes, which is really good too.
Which
Um,
okay, then that means I probably should pick both of them up since it's got Claudia's name written all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got another word. TBR never stops.
Never.
It never does. What else never stops is our love for this fandom. Don't forget to like and share if you have any comments, questions, concerns, or you want to rank some of the Star Wars things in the comments down below. Please feel free to do so because Matt Tanjishan's been on a roll here with some of his feelings and thoughts. Out of all of them, though, if you had to pick one favorite Star Wars movie, Dustin, is it Return of the Jedi? Times.
I've seen it so many times. It's up there, but I would probably rank Revenge of the Sith higher. They're neck and neck for me because I just love them so much. But some of that original trilogy I think it's mainly nostalgia because the episode 3 is just so great.
I want more.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin, I'm the exact same.
Okay.
I can never decide. Do I like Return of the Jedi better or Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, I might say Return of the Jedi. It would be purely nostalgia sake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As a kid, I will never forget the feeling of seeing like Luke Skywalker light up his green lightsaber on that skiff and then just take down Jabba's whole gang. Like
there's so many times
black suit with his green lightsaber.
Dude,
there's so many times when looking back on that movie, like I remember feeling sadness like in my core as he's lighting the funeral pyre for Vader. And I just remember looking out through my own eyes, like my own teary filled eyes at the screen, and then just all those feelings come rushing back, and it's just like that's such a powerful scene. And I didn't even really understand why at the time, but it was definitely an emotional roller coaster for me. I was 2.
Dude,
I remember thinking that.
I'll tell you what makes that scene even better is John Williams' score.
Yeah.
You feel it. You
feel it.
Feel all of it.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's a hot take, but I prefer Victory Celebration over
Yeah.
I get
That's
that.
funny. For me, the emotional bit is his last fight with Vader, where Vader's like, maybe your sister will turn. And he's like, no. And he like lights it up and he just like that. And then again, the score in that part.
Isn't it like operatic or something?
Yep.
It's like it's very operatic.
All the voices come in. And he defeats Vader, but then decides to stay in the light. Because he's flirting with the dark side there, but then he's like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm a Jedi.
Like my father before me.
Good.
Right.
Your hate has made you powerful. It's
right.
Like, dude, once again, it goes back to that great quote. There's so many great quotes.
Yeah.
In these movies.
Yeah. So, but Revenge of the Sith, I mean, Ewan McGregor Obi-Wan is my favorite character.
Yeah, and that is the best fight scene.
Segment, his favorite
right? A Battle of the Heroes. Again, the score. Yeah, because the fight scene in Return of the Jedi at the end is not like the best swordplay fight, but it is.
No, but then
emotional.
okay, I'm sorry, but I gotta just say I don't love the choreography in the prequels because it's way too choreographed. It doesn't feel like it's fighting anymore. It's just like.
I could see
going
that.
through the motions. That like
as a kid though, I loved it.
No, I get that. I get that.
But I totally get what you're saying. Like it's not the choreography. That's nobody sword fights like that. Like that's not real.
Well, no.
But to think Ewan and Hayden are really doing that, like that's just impressive.
They were.
They trained hard for that. Actually. I think they overly trained for it. But another thing that stood out for me was, and I didn't know I've seen these movies so many times, but you don't notice things until you get a bit older and you get wiser. So when I'm watching the duel between Luke and Vader on Bespin, the way it's set up and then the way it just goes from one location to the next and just it keeps getting faster and faster.
Yeah.
And the lines from both of them, I'm just like, I mean, Irvin Kershner, my God. I mean, as soon as he comes up out of the elevator, everything's quiet. Everything is quiet. And then the voice comes over the set.
Mhm.
The Force is with you, young Skywalker, but you are not a Jedi yet.
You were not
I'm
a
just
Jedi
like,
yet.
God, if that is not intimidating, like if that's not a great way to start like a pre-fight sequence,
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah.
know what is. Seriously. And then and Vader's fighting with one hand for most of that. He's just
Yeah.
because he knows
He's
got
toying
Luke
with him. He's
Yeah.
toying with Luke. He's
toying
not fighting
with
him. He's
and
playing
Luke is,
with him.
like,
Yeah.
jumping all over the place. He's doing the Force jump, the Force, and then when and by the way, I've used this gift so many times in the last 3 weeks. Impressive.
Most
impressive.
Like,
Yeah.
can this voice get any better? James Earl Jones, we love you, we respect you, we thank you. I mean, just you have learned much, young one.
Yeah.
And then Nick and I were talking about this the other day. He says, "Well, you'll find I'm full of surprises." I'm like, like, okay, it's the cortisons are just absolutely insanity. It's absolutely insanity. And then Matt Tanesian says in episode 1 they had to slow the fight between Obi-Wan and Maul for the audience on screen because it is one of my favorite.
I read
fights.
that. Like they were going too fast.
Yeah.
Damn straight. That fight between Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Maul is one of the best things in the history of Star Wars. And then when it gets down to between Obi-Wan and Maul, it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I love it. It's great. But yeah, that was going to be my next question. A favorite, favorite Star Wars. Well, for me, I mean, here's the thing: we can name all 50,000 of them, but we don't have time for that. So I will say my favorite character, if I had to pick, because this has been on my mind for the last couple of years, especially since I've read the novel about this character. I really, really like Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
I really like Qui-Gon Jinn. And once again, thank you, Claudia Gray, because Master and Apprentice, great novel.
So good.
If you never read it or listened to the audiobook, check it out because Master and Apprentice is one of the best stories in Star Wars. It just is. I don't know. Anyone else have a favorite character?
Yeah, I mean, probably it just depends on
Depends
the
on the
mood, but I can agree with you on Qui-Gon because I feel like, but when it comes to Qui-Gon, I feel like he was who should have trained Anakin.
Mhm.
So that's why I respect him so much because he could see past the things. He was part of the living force and all that stuff. So
Right.
he could see all these things, that the different inner workings about stuff. It's like, yeah, okay, I got to bend the rules, but it's all for the good of the force, So
Right.
he was prepared. So I really respect him a lot. But and then of course there's Luke, but then I would have to say Luke, but from the EU canon, the non-canon novels, that is where I feel like the Luke really stood out to me. And of course, I love Mara Jade, Thrawn, all those folks. But then obviously Boba Fett is he's my dude.
He's my dude. Boba Fett. Boba Fett?
Yep.
Where? That's all I could. There it is. So you always have to bring up your flipping figures. Let's see
He's
that.
got one.
Where is he? Oh, that's a cool looking figure, by the way. Is
Yeah.
Is that Black Series or no?
No, this is not Black Series. This is the
That's Power of the Force.
Power of the Force.
Oh.
Mhm.
Where it like buffed them all up.
Buff
Yeah.
them all up. Yeah, it's got, like, six-pack abs. Six-pack abs. Favorite Star Wars character, Case? You got one?
Harrison Dula or Grand Admiral Thrawn, either one. As I said, Rebels really stuck with me. Might also be because I had a difficult time at the time in my life. But I thought Hera was the first rebel where I was like, I will follow you anywhere. I will die for you. I don't care. Because
That's awesome.
I usually like the Imperials a lot. I love Darth Vader. I love Thrawn. I love the Empire in general. Like, I used to be more like that. These days, I feel I've learned a lot over the years. But Hera was truly an awesome rebel character that I could relate to, that I'm like, yeah, I will follow you anywhere. You're awesome. She's a badass. She is a non-force user. But I think like with her, you see how she's just determined to help everyone out in as difficult a situation as she can get. She lost her mother at a very young age. I lost my father at a very young age. So I feel that's also somewhat relatable in that regard. And yeah, So just it's difficult to describe really, but I think Hera was one character that really stuck with me. But also Darth Vader / Anakin Skywalker, especially the way that they fleshed out Anakin's character in the Clone Wars. There's so much more to him. Where I'm like, that character of Anakin Skywalker, I buy becoming Darth Vader. Not the Hayden Christensen version. All due respect to Hayden Christensen, I don't think he's a bad actor. I think the writing just didn't do him any favors throughout any of the prequels, which is just like it's such a shame because I think Darth Vader is an amazing character, and I think the Clone Wars version of Anakin is a great character. That's why I was very, very glad that he got somewhat of a redemption when he was brought back into Ahsoka, because I'm like, there you go. That's the Clone Wars Anakin,
right?
But then played by Darth Vader, that we all played by Hayden Christensen. God, I'm saying words, but yeah, he was played by Hayden Christensen in Ahsoka, but it was the Clone Wars version of Anakin, and I'm like, this fits, this works. This is where I'm like, yes, please, more of that. That was also the very first time where I was considering being okay with the face change in Return of the Jedi with a special edition, because I hate the fact that they did that. Because Luke would not see Hayden Christensen's version. He would see Sebastian Shaw's face. But anyway, it's just, Darth Vader is definitely one of my favorite characters. And Thrawn. I mean, Thrawn is just so cool, so great. And I need more of that. There's a reason that I'm going to cosplay as him. So yeah.
Awesome.
Essentially, those are the three. That's what I'm going with for now.
Good picks. And Tunisian says, thanks for sticking around. It's been fun hanging with you guys. Got to go take care of some business, but I'll see you. May the force be with you. Hey, thanks for being with us, man. Tunisian, feel free to check out some of our other Star Wars videos on the Star Wars Nerds playlist, because we got a lot of stuff on there, and we got more to come too, which we'll get to eventually. Nick, you've been in the business a long time. You've watched a lot of stuff. You've seen a lot of things. You've done things. You feel the force around you. Do you have a favorite character or characters that stand out to you, aside from the fact that you have a ridiculously good-looking display behind you?
Yeah, so Obi-Wan's always been a favorite. I really liked, I guess I related a lot to the way he kind of grew up that we saw in the prequels. Very by the rules, this is how it is type of guy, because that was definitely the way that I grew up. In the books, Stellan Gios, he's one of my favorites. He's in the High Republic. I really, really liked his character a lot. Of course, as a kid, Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker was always just the guy that you look up to. Like, he's just so cool.
Yeah.
So those off the top of my head are favorite bad guy, always going to be Maul. I'll never forget the feeling of seeing his double-sided lightsaber as a 12-year-old in the movie theater for the first time. That just blew my mind. Like, oh, they can do that now. That and his whole aesthetic just was like, he is a bad guy. Favorite antagonist in the books, Thrawn would definitely be up there. I remember reading him as a kid, and I forget what book it was that I read, but somebody in the book, he was compared to Lord Vader, and how Thrawn was a guy people would want to follow. Because if you made a mistake, he expected you to learn from it and do better. He wouldn't force choke you and kill you. And I remember thinking, even as a kid or a teenager, when I read that makes him so much more of a compelling bad guy, because people want to follow him. They're not just afraid of messing up around him. And that makes for a more compelling antagonist, because now you have people that aren't just doing what they do because they're afraid to die. They're doing what they do because they believe in it. And then in the High Republic, Marchion Ro, I thought was a really, really compelling antagonist as well. The leader of the Nihil. Yeah, really cool. Those would be my faves.
I gotcha. Cool. Man, I mean, those are interesting choices for sure. But Thrawn with that deep with, I'm going to need a little more peace.
There's Thrawn.
Oh, see, you got
Nice.
Okay. Once again, you just can't help yourself.
That's Papa Thrawn there.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you can't stop.
I have the younger Thrawn too, but this was on my desk, so
Yeah.
You are just sometimes I can't. I know I can't stand you. Anyway, no, you're my brother and I love you. You know that. But no, I get that. So favorite Star Wars line or quote? What do you think, Nick?
So in the High Republic books, the Jedi's rallying call is for light and life.
Mm.
Really like that one. I have it tattooed on this arm in
Hey,
Arabish.
there it is.
With Stellan Gios' lightsaber.
Look at that.
Nice.
This one is Obi-Wan's lightsaber, and it says "Risen Above," which is from when his final confrontation with Maul, and Darth Maul's like, "Look what you become, a rat in the desert," and Obi-Wan responds with, "Look what I've risen above." I think that line encapsulates who Obi-Wan is so much, because when you think about Obi-Wan's story, it's very similar to Maul's in that he's lost everything.
Mhm.
I don't know that he was abused and manipulated the way Maul would have been, but he lost his master. Darth Maul killed the love of his life. He lost Anakin, who was his brother. His whole order that he believed in, while the Jedi Order at the point where he was involved was definitely flawed, definitely became a tool of politics instead of being this bastion of light and life. That was his whole life, and he saw it all come tumbling down. And you have this revered general Jedi Master who now is really living in the backside of nowhere. And yet, despite all of that, he always stayed true to what he believed in. He always rose above all that. I find that very inspirational.
Yes, for sure.
Those are my two favorite lines.
Nice. Man, we're getting
Literally have them tattooed on myself.
That's a good way to not forget things. Dustin, favorite Star Wars line or quote? What do you think? So many of them.
Yeah, there are so many. This is the way, probably. Yeah.
Keep it
that
simple.
or
one.
What's the other one?
So we've already said most impressive, those types of things, do or do not, all those are great quotes, but yeah, I'll just go with this is the way. Nice and simple.
Yeah, nice and simple. You can use it on any kind of T-shirt. You can use it for any kind of statement you're trying to make. Like,
I got another one, Ryan.
Yeah. What's the other
from
one?
Claudia Gray's book, Master and Apprentice. It's not like a line per se, but it's when Qui-Gon is talking about how he follows the light because it's right. Not because I'm going to win some sort of cosmic game, not because I think it's always going to work out. I'm paraphrasing. But he's like, I follow the light because it is the light. And I think that quote might actually be on the back of the book. But if you get a chance to go read that quote, that's another one that I find very inspiring.
Do I have it here with me? No,
because it's not about, it's not this pragmatic, well, I do this because it's going to work out in the end. It sometimes doesn't.
Yeah.
Didn't for Qui-Gon. But he's like, I follow the light because it is the light. And I love that so much.
It's not the easy way either.
No, it's not.
Right.
It is never easy, but it is the
and
way.
I do think, I'm trying not to get too philosophical.
No, it's okay,
that's
it's okay.
what the Jedi Council lost. And that's why Qui-Gon had so much beef with the Council.
Yeah.
They lost sight of that. They became a tool of the politicians instead of being these people that pursue light because it is the light. There's another book where Obi-Wan brings that up. Dark Disciple, because the Jedi Council uses Asajj Ventress to go and assassinate Dooku, or to try to. And Obi-Wan rebukes the Council for it at the end of the book. He's like, guys, this was not who we are. Like, we're becoming tools, we're becoming agents of war, and we blew it here. We got this wrong, because this was not the way of the light. And so that's another quote that I think about often, especially, because all of us have had times where we're trying to do the right thing and it feels like this isn't working the way I hoped, right? That's another one of those quotes that I find very inspiring, because it's like, no, you do the right thing because it's the right thing, not because it's always going to work out. Yeah. I'll stop talking now.
I was going to say, we just got really deep here on...
Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, it's good.
May the 4th be with you. Celebration here on Anti-Code Channel. Don't forget to like and share. If you have any questions or feelings about Star Wars you want to drop, let us know in the comments, let us know in the chat. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in and liked and shared this video. And by the way, Mad Tunisian just dropped up right before he left. He said, I just started following you guys. Well, thank you. Appreciate the follow.
Nice.
Appreciate the subscriber numbers, because we mentioned this a few weeks ago. We have surpassed over 2,000 subscribers on this channel. So thank you to everybody who's contributed to that success over the years. Everybody from when we started, everybody who's helping us now. Case has been instrumental in that. So thank you again, everything you've been doing for this channel, because it's amazing. It's impressive, most impressive, which is one of my favorite quotes of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as quotes go, because we call me Ryan the Quote for a special reason. So I like impressive, most impressive. I like do or do not, there is no try. A line I like to use a lot, and by the way, I'm sure other people have done this because this thing's been said for 50 years.
Hello there.
I have a T-shirt that says this too, Nick. The line where we say, we're fine. We're all fine here. No, thank you. How are you?
You say that all the time. That's why I included it in the thumbnail for your quote along.
That's awesome.
In the thumbnail for and we did that a while ago too, didn't we? We did that a while ago, but yeah, no, that was fun, and I use it all the time. So because everyone at work always says, "What's up, man? I'm doing well." And then once in a blue moon, I'll say, "How you doing?" "Oh, we're fine. I'm all fine here now. How are you?" And then we just go about it. It's the weirdest thing. But those are some of my favorite quotes. And yeah, I gotta take a look at Master and Apprentice again for that the lines that you just tossed at us there, Nick. Because I have Master and Apprentice's paperback, but it's in my storage locker, so it's on the other side of town. I have to go and dig for. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. It's in one of the front storage totes, so I won't have to look too far for it. But I may have to go back and revisit that. So. Good stuff. Favorite characters, favorite movie, favorite quote.
I haven't done favorite quote.
Or favorite
Yeah, I
quote.
need
Yeah,
to.
yeah, yeah. Go for
Yeah,
it.
Because I want to piss off half the internet for a moment because
do it.
Here it goes.
Because it's The Last Jedi.
Oh,
And
boy.
there are a lot of great quotes in The Last Jedi. One of my favorite moments in the entire movie is when Kylo Ren goes on a tangent about the Resistance is dead. I'm gonna kill the Last Jedi, and then Luke is like, "Amazing! Every word of what you just said is wrong." And the way that he responds that way and just says, "The rebellionists were born today. You will not have killed the Last Jedi." It just injects you with hope, and you see that Luke goes from the beginning of the movie where he is ready to completely disregard the entire galaxy and his entire existence as a Jedi, and he came there to save everyone, to make sure that the rebellion can be reborn, that there's hope, and that actually connects to another quote from Hera, where she's like, "We have hope that things can get better," and they will. That's another phenomenal quote. Like, it doesn't matter how bad things can get, we will get back to a place where it's good again, because those are two quotes that at the time, for me, dealing with very difficult things, I needed to hear. I needed to know that things will get better at some point, that the rebellion will be reborn, that tyranny will be defeated, which, by the way, was something that Master Ducky said in Maul Shadow Lord most recently. These are all very inspirational, good quotes that sometimes you just need to hear if life gets you down. So that's why those are two of my favorite quotes. Another one from The Last Jedi as well is "Let the past die, kill it if you have to. That's the only way that you can become what you were meant to be," from Kylo Ren. I think that's also a very good thing, because the past is important, sure, but take it, learn from it, and turn it into something new to make sure that you do things differently if something went wrong, because there are certain things from the past that you don't want to bring up again, and that's why you have to kill it and just be rid of it and move on. Very important lessons in that regard, I feel. So, honestly, as much as people might not like The Last Jedi, I think it has a couple of excellent quotes, which, by the way, you just used one yourself. More, it might be a meme, but it's a great meme. So I think, despite the fact that people don't like The Last Jedi, which I don't agree with, I think it has a lot of great quotes that are very underused. Also, I just everything Yoda says in that movie, everything that Yoda tells Luke is like, "I am listening to you, and I want to just I want to hug you and say yes, thank you for all of this, because I needed to hear this." So yeah. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, no, I mean, I may not be the biggest fan of TLJ, Last Jedi, but I do admire some of the quote. I mean, we all, more and more is always great. And someone said this to me in our Discord the other day, because I was struggling with something, and this is something that a lot of people struggle with, known as imposter syndrome. We always compare ourselves to other creators and other people who want to be as successful as they are. But we got to stop doing that and just worry about ourselves and focus on what we're doing and celebrate what we're doing. You know, we have 2,000 subscribers on this channel. I wish I had 150,000. I wish I did, but it's not happening right now. But that doesn't mean it can't. Doesn't mean it won't. It's just that I need to stop comparing myself to all the bigger names that are in the sea out there, because we're putting out 3-4 shows a week, which Case always says,
that's a lot.
Why are you putting out like 6 shows a week? What are you doing to yourself? I'm like, yeah, I don't get it either, Case. I don't get it either. I keep subjecting myself to display torture. You know, I keep subjecting myself to that character from Rogue One. Bugale. You know, and I'm just, what? Why? But I do, but you know, we keep doing this because we love it. You know, we're not doing this for the money. We're not doing it for the fame. We do it because we enjoy it. I mean, Case, you know, we enjoy doing this commentary because we go on these tangents on different movies and different times during the watch-alongs because they're fun. And by the way, people have said to us in the comments, "Thank you for saying all this stuff. I learned something new about this movie I didn't know before." Or they say, "Hey, you guys are entertaining. I like watching you guys. I'm going to subscribe to this channel and keep my eye out for more content." Why? Because I'm enjoying what you're doing. I'm like, okay, that's great, because we're doing our job, like we're doing our thing, we're enjoying ourselves, and that's what we should be doing. If you act enthusiastic, you will be enthusiastic. It's something I learned when I was in trade school. It's a true statement. So I don't know where I was going with this, but you know, there's so many great lines and things. By the way, here's a story for you, Case. So I met Vanessa Marshall, and I had a conversation with her, and I said, "Would you mind writing this on my?"
Jealous, by the way.
And she wrote, "We have hope that things get better, and they will," because that line is just so freaking awesome.
So
I had to have her write it with a paint pen on my 8x10 featuring the cast of, what is it, Rebels. By the way, it was a cast shot from season 1. You know, when Ezra has the slingshot.
The slingshot, yeah.
Slingshot thingamabob, yeah. So she signed it. Granted, it took up a lot of space on the left-hand side of the print case, but it was worth every penny of it, okay? So it's worth every penny. And Vanessa's a very nice woman, by the way. If you ever get a chance to see her, she's beautiful, she's great, she's wonderful, all that stuff. So here's something I'd like to try. So we have some.
I hope she's at Celebration next year. I'm going to make sure to meet her.
Have a conversation with Vanessa, and then he's going to tell me all about it after the fact. That's what I want for Case. I want him to have a conversation with Vanessa Marshall. That's what I want to see. So something we have here at the show, and we haven't done this in a while. We did this a few years ago, but we're going to bring this back for just a moment. The chat pack, Star Wars, 120. We're not going to do all 125 because we don't have that kind of time. But I have some rapid fire questions I like to ask the field, and I'm going to pull a question from each. There are 5 or 6 different categories in this box. And I'm going to choose one question from each category just to give everybody the lay of the land here. So first question up for grabs, just to have a little fun here on Anti-Quote Channel. For Star Wars, this is May the 4th be with you celebration. Who do you think is the bravest character in Star Wars? In my opinion, right now with everything that's been going on and the fact that the Empire is overlooking Janix right now with their eye on Maul, I'm thinking Maul's the bravest character right now because, man, he's got anything and everybody who's gunning for him. So I'm going to say Maul is the bravest character right now in Star Wars. Nick, film at 11. What do you think?
That's a tough one.
That's the
bravest character in all of Star Wars.
That is the question.
I mean, I think you can make an argument for so many of them.
There's a lot.
The one that's going to come to my mind, that's coming to my mind right now is Kanan, and I'm thinking about when he sacrifices himself to save everybody.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
And no matter if that scene comes up in my feed or if I watch it, it always makes me cry. The way he just jumps out there, holds back the explosion, and then holds back everybody else so they can escape. I mean, he did that knowing he wasn't coming out. Like he did that knowing, like, I'm not getting out of this. Again, I can make an argument. You give me a character, I can make an argument for him, but that's the one that comes to my mind right now.
Sith Dustin, do you have an action figure that's going to represent your answer? Since you have an action question we've thrown at this today?
No, I don't have an action figure for everything.
See one. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. That's tough. I like I said, I can like Nick said, I can argue for any character or at least see their point of view, but I'm not so sure. I don't know.
Yeah, think on it for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, guess we got to play the Jeopardy
No.
theme in the backstage of his own studio. Just so we can Case, do you?
I got a
you-
character.
Yeah.
Maybe it's recency bias, and the movie is about to come out.
Okay.
But Grogu, I think
Yeah.
Grogu, especially towards the end of season 3 of The Mandalorian, shows a lot of bravery by actually tapping back into his powers and fully using it again after he experienced all of Order 66. And he was traumatized for a very long time. That's what we know from Ahsoka. What Ahsoka said to Din about the fact that he hid away his powers for a very long time because he experienced the entire massacre of the Jedi right in front of his eyes. And yeah, for a little kid, essentially a baby at that point, that can be scarring for life. But he got back into it. He trained with Luke. He actually went against Luke, and he was like, "I'm going to be with Din now." And then he becomes the first Mandalorian who can't wear a helmet, which is hilarious. But it's very cute, very funny, and he is essentially embracing who he is at that point. So I think that's very brave of him.
Yeah.
I get that. Dustin, you had 30 seconds. Make it count.
It's
Be a character.
I agree with Case. I think it is probably Grogu.
Okay, fair enough.
I could see that.
The movie's coming out in 3 weeks. We're all getting Mandalorian.
I'm definitely excited. I got my Mandalorian shirt on,
You got your
so
Mando shirt on? Is that a Mando shirt?
Yep.
Oh, that's old school right there. That's cool. Yeah. That's cool too. Interesting. I get that. Yeah, I'm gonna say Maul because he's going through so much trauma right now. He's trying to get the living crap out of the Empire, which is great. So I want you to unleash the fury. Question number 2. This comes in the category of creatures, not characters, but creatures. What exactly is the scariest creature in Star Wars? For me, just because I watched this movie 2 seconds ago, I'm gonna say the Rancor. The Rancor is kind of scary because the way he eats that Gamorrean guard like it was a tortilla chip or a Dorito there, Nick. I mean, that Rancor. And then C-3PO says, "Master Luke, you're standing up." And they says, "Oh no, the Rancor." And like nobody hears what he's saying. Like everybody's just so tuned in.
Yeah.
Seeing this creature eat Luke Skywalker alive. Did you hear the voices from Return that they were like, "Whoa, like eat out, kill him." It's like it's great. That's the scariest creature for me is the Rancor. Do you have a thought on this, Dustin? You have a scary creature that creeps you out in the middle of the night?
I'll have to say the eyeball.
Oh yeah.
The Dianoga.
Yeah.
Oh, the Dianoga. That's it.
On the
Thank
Death
you.
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's it. What do you think, Nick? Do you have a scary creature in Star Wars?
I'm gonna go a little bit broader. I'm gonna say the Kashyyyk wildlife.
Yeah.
After playing Fallen Order, I was like, because I always thought, oh, Kashyyyk would be such a cool planet. Look at all the forests, the Wookiees. And then I played that game and I'm like, I never ever want to go there. Like, I'm gonna get eaten alive by a plant.
Right.
A giant spider.
Those spiders are terrifying.
I'm just like, nope. Yeah, Kashyyyk wildlife. I'm gonna hard pass.
Jeez. That's what we're going with? All right, I guess we're going with that one. What do you think, Case? You have a scary creature?
Well, actually, I was thinking in a very similar vein to Nick. Every single end boss that you need to fight in Jedi Fallen Order or Survivor, because like you have a giant creature that is your opponent, and then you have at one point, especially in Survivor, you have a lot of end bosses, which are way more difficult. You have a Rancor, by the way. The Rancor is impossible, especially if you're trying to complete it at Jedi Master. It's like impossible to kill him, and you're just like, oh my god, you're the toughest monster that I've ever faced. But probably the toughest one is the big green frog, which is actually a reference from the first game. But there's one giant green frog. It's impossible to kill this one. It's like, oh my god, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Jeez.
Yeah, those creatures in the Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor games, they're no joke.
That's some weird shiznit right there. Yeah, I'm just going with the Rancor because I've been on a Return of the Jedi kick. So good answers though. And then your next question comes from the category of technology. Technology is the question now. So here's the deal. It's a scenario. It plays out like this. Jawas park their own sandcrawler right in front of your own home. What do you buy from them? Well, I mean, Utini, probably parts for a droid, especially that R2 unit that gets blown up in the beginning of New Hope, where
R5.
You guys bad
R5,
motivator,
yeah.
what? You know?
R5, who, by the way, appears in the Mandalorian afterwards.
True.
Yep.
But I would buy a replica or buy parts to build my R5 droid because that R5 looks pretty cool, even though he blows up in the first movie. Uncle Owen, yeah, it's R2. It's bad motivator. Look, hey, what are you trying to push on us? Anyway, Dustin, Jawas park a sandcrawler in front of your own house, but what are you going to buy from them?
I would go for definitely a helper droid for sure. Either R2 unit or R5 or C3PO or a droid of some sort for sure. Because I don't know, man. It's either that or a comm link. But if you can only work a comm link if someone else has similar technology. So it's like then you have to get into two. So it's like, nah, I'll just stick with a droid. I want a droid to help.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can you imagine having a droid chef like that's just cooking up all your meals and stuff? It's like, okay, cool. I'll just order whatever you need, and then you could cook up stuff. Sounds good to me.
Make things a bit easier at the houses.
Mhm.
True fact. What about you, Case? What are you going to buy from those Jawas, disgusting creatures?
Well, they were able to construct the entire N1 for Din, so I'd like an N1 Naboo starfighter. It's pretty cool. So I'll take that.
Yeah,
I'll buy that for $1. Which is another quote from a movie that turns 40 next year. Oh my god. Nick, what are you going to buy from the Jawas? I forget. Yeah.
I mean, what do they have?
Nah,
Do they have Boba Fett's armor? They've had that at one point. I'll take that.
Probably.
Boba Fett's armor.
I mean,
they took
okay.
Boba Fett's armor one day. Yeah.
Yeah,
Forgot about
realistically, probably a droid. I mean, a droid would be so cool to have. But if they got that armor sitting in there,
oh yeah, totally.
I mean, do they have?
I want my
parts for a
armor.
lightsaber.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one.
That's a good.
I don't want your armor. I want my armor.
Yeah. Or what's the?
That was a good Boba Fett.
What's a good Boba Fett? This is a quote from a totally random movie, but there's a quote from McConaughey. I don't want your money. I want your bookie's money. Anyway, that has nothing to do with Jawas. What does have to do with Jawas is your next category, which is the Force. So your question goes a little something like this: which Jedi do you think is the best example of who a Jedi Knight should be? Automatically, I'm thinking Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nick, what about you?
that is a fantastic question.
This is your question right here.
I'm gonna
I
go.
got,
With
my, I
Ahsoka.
got my answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ahsoka because she had the courage.
Walk away.
She was brave to walk away when she realized the Jedi lost her way.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what I think ultimately Qui-Gon would have done that as well when we got to Clone Wars.
Yeah.
I don't think he would have fought in the Clone Wars. I think he would have walked away. Ahsoka didn't right away, but she was young. And when she
real young
started maturing, she realized we've lost our way. She had the courage to walk away. And I think that's so key. And she walked away, but she still pursued the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because in the books, you see a lot of people walking away and going to the dark side or becoming inquisitors. But she never did that. She always stayed true to the light. And so Ahsoka, final answer.
No lifelines. What about you, Case? Which Jedi do you think is the best example of what a Jedi Knight should be, according to this
Kanan
question?
Jarrus.
Kanan. I knew you were going to say Kanan. That's
Yeah.
a great answer.
I mean,
Kanan.
Kanan in Rebels is tested a lot. There's a lot thrown his way as to, and by the way, that also goes back to the prequel book where effectively he had severed ties being a Jedi, but then he gets back into it, and he like one of the best moments is like, kid, I'm gonna let everyone in on a secret, and he pulls out his lightsaber in front of the Empire.
Goosebumps.
And that's such a great moment. And he's like, you know what? I'm back. I'm not afraid to show my lightsaber. I'm gonna do this properly now. Up until the moment that he, dies, literally saving everyone and blowing up the factory on Lothal, which was their mission. He completed their mission, saved everyone. That was his final act. Like, what a moment!
Yeah. Great
yes,
answer.
Matt Tunisian, we are still going. Do you really think we could talk about Star Wars for 1 minute, maybe 1 hour? No. Star Wars is infinite. Okay, we got time. But thanks for coming back, Matt Tanesian, after taking care of your bit of business. I'm going to go with Qui-Gon because everything he does in the novel Master and Apprentice is just so it's so good, and it's talking to him about focusing and talking about the prophecy and then staying with the light, like you said, Nick. And not strain from it. Because one of his former buddies, who's in the book, is doing some stuff that's a bit shady, not right, but he still tries to sort of kind of bring him back. And his buddy's, nah, I'm not into that anymore. I moved on. I'm doing something else. I'm with this woman now, and I'm getting my freak on, and I got some other stuff going on. So it's a really good example of him being a Jedi Knight, and Qui-Gon's character is so good in that book. So if you haven't read it or listened to the audiobook, give it a shot. Claudia Gray, you're the best. Just giving you a shout out. And he also says, Imagination says, you guys are still on. Awesome. I love it. Well, you should love it because we're the best at what we do. Just saying. Their final questions in the category of the Star Wars galaxy in general. Question goes like this. You can live in the Star Wars galaxy, but there's a catch. You can't be human. So which alien species do you pick? Well, for me, it's definitely not going to be a Jawa, disgusting creatures. What alien species would I be? I don't know, probably a Wookiee because, I got to be a Wookiee because Wookiees are badass. They can tear someone's arm out of their socket when they,
Dustin's halfway there.
Dustin's already 3/4 of the way there. So, I'm going with a Wookiee, and then I want someone to walk up to me and say, well, someone get this big walking carpet out of my way. What about you, Case? You can live in the galaxy, but you got a catch on you. You can't be human. So which alien species are you going to pick?
Chiss. That's a very easy one.
Yeah.
Thrawn's alien species is Chiss. So
okay.
There you go.
Hey, you got the figure again. Look at you being all prepared.
He's prepared.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there is a trilogy of books called The Chiss Ascendancy, which is a complete prequel story about Thrawn's alien species, the Chiss, which are, of course, in the unknown regions, way out of our known galaxy. It's fascinating. Like, their entire culture is explained there. Way they do things. It's honestly a fascinating read that I wasn't expecting to be as engaging as it was, because I was like, more Thrawn books, but hey, it's again Timothy Zahn. He knows how to write this stuff, and he made that so interesting. In a sense, it feels a bit more like Star Trek than Star Wars, but I still feel it's close to Star Wars as it should be. So, good trilogy of books. Read it because you have the entire explanation about one of the best characters and his species in Star Wars with Thrawn.
Man, we're getting some good pointers here. What about you, Nick? You have to be an alien species. Can't be human if you're living in Star Wars.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, he's researching.
I'm thinking.
I'm thinking.
There's a great character in the High Republic. I was trying to look up his last name. His first name is Loden. He's a Jedi Twi'lek. Loden Greatstorm. It might be a Twi'lek. I don't know. That's a good one. I'll just go with the Hutt. Just kidding.
You want to be a big slug?
That would be the bottom of the list, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you want to be a giant slug, or do you want to be Pizza the Hutt? Anyway.
Yeah. No.
On the flip side, Stinky. What is the Rada the Hutt in the Mandalorian and Grogu looks.
He's got abs. He's got abs. I'm kind of like, I didn't know that was an option for being a Hutt. No, like I think the Twi'leks are cool. Like Loden Greatstorm was a great character. Didn't have a lot of time in the book. I don't want to give any spoilers for people that haven't read it. But Harrison Dula, she's another great character. So I'm gonna go soft answer, maybe a Twi'lek.
Twi'lek. All right.
Yeah, you could always start up an OnlyFans if things went the wrong way.
Hey, no, we don't talk about that on the show. Get away from me. By the way, that's a whole different discussion. By the way, that's all.
Going back to my other answer, I'm a Hutt.
Okay, well then we'll keep you as a Hutt. We just won't set up an OnlyFans page for you. Because that's not happening, guys. It's never going to happen. Never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. But what is going to happen? And I'm just curious. It's a bit of a sidebar here, and it is related. to the Star
Zabraks are
Wars
cool
films.
too. Sorry,
Which
I'm
one?
still processing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Zabrak, Maul species.
Zabraks are
Mean
cool.
Zabrak.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Zabrak. Yep. I was
Yeah,
gonna
those
say,
are
maybe I should
they look cool.
You know, I'm going to switch my answer. I want to be as Zabrak so I can be as badass as Maul. No, not Darth, just Maul. But I want to be as badass as Maul. So
Like my answer for this one, it's a little shallow because I'm thinking purely aesthetics
Yeah.
and like what's as close to human as possible. Yeah,
which is fine.
yeah, that's it.
No, but it's fine. I'm going with Zabrak. I'm changing my answer. Flip the script on me, Kate. Flip the script. I'm going with Zabrak. No,
Here's my guy,
Who is that guy?
Kelnaka.
Who is
That's
that?
Kelnaka. He's
Oh.
Wookiee Jedi from the
Yeah.
Acolyte.
From the Wookiee. He's a Wookiee Jedi. But yeah, I don't really care for the show, but you know, it is a Jedi. So
Oh, it
and
is
a
There's a
Wookiee.
Wookiee Jedi.
Wookiee
So
Jedi,
yeah,
which we never thought we would see.
There's Wookiee Jedi in the High Republic. Just gonna throw that out there.
yeah.
There is.
Yep.
There is because they're on the
Kelnaka's
cover
in there.
they're on the cover of some of the books, right? The
Mhm.
Wookiee character.
hmm Yeah.
He's on the cover of like 3 or 4 of the books, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's there. I have
My personal one would be Lobaka.
Lobot?
Lowy.
Uriaga is the main one in the High Republic.
Oh, okay.
No. Lowy is from the expanded universe.
EU.
Yeah, EU. Yeah. So it's a Legends, but yeah, he has a little translator droid that called MTD
That's cool.
that C3PO and R2D2 like collaborated on and made this custom little form, and he wears it on his belt that he got from the fibers of some tree
That's
or
awesome.
plant on when he went in on his little sojourn. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely want to be that, but he has an amberish red. Well, no, it's an amber, maybe orange-ish type lightsaber. So it was
a Lobaka.
Lobaka.
I'm like researching because I want to know what book he's in.
Oh,
I'd like
Nick
to
is
read.
like, I got to get on this. Like,
Yeah,
everything.
he's
Chewbacca's nephew
one of he's one of the main characters
in the Jedi Academy.
in the Jedi Academy series, and one of my favorites. So
Jedi Academy, is that the series of books you're talking about, or the
Mhm.
games? Okay. Because I know there was a I think there was a Jedi Academy video game somewhere. I don't know.
There was.
Probably,
Mhm.
yeah. When has there not been a video game based around Star Wars? I mean, for Pete's sake, you're talking to a guy who grew up playing the original Battlefront 1 and 2 for Xbox 360 or Xbox. Okay, Xbox. And then you had before that there was something called Star Wars Jedi lightsaber battles, something like that, where you could
Jedi Power Battles
yeah,
for the PlayStation. Yeah.
that's old. But that's going.
Oh yeah. Old school.
That's going old school, like the Undertaker says when he's on the top rope and he's about ready to cramp someone. Old school. Anyway, I played some Star Wars games when I was a kid. Speaking of which, Shadows of the Empire and N64, that was another one we played heavily as a kid. All right, I'm just throwing that out there.
Mm-hmm.
Give it. There's so much you can adapt from that. But anyway, I gotta say this. This has been fun. This has been enlightening. It's been educational, to say the least, on the Shadow Council, also known as our May the 4th celebration here at NI Coaching. This has been fun. I hope you've enjoyed answering those questions, which, by the way, you can find this on, I think it was Amazon, # not a sponsor, the chat pack called Star Wars, 125 conversations cards that are good for dinner parties, movie marathons, and so much more. Check it out. Dustin, you may want to think about using this for some of your, Master of the Thunder Nerd shows over there. These could be good conversations, especially if you got a new guest on, like Margene Holden. She'd be interested to ask some of these questions too, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
I may have to throw one of these cards at her and be like, "Hey, just curious, what's your favorite character in Star Wars, or who do you think's the bravest one of the bunch?" Right, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
Good questions. Well, thank you all for being here. This has been an exciting and all kinds of stuff. And we took the liberty of posting the links where you can check out allsabers.com. Use that promo code Read Star Wars with me for 30% off your sabers, accessories, all the great things are out there. And we also took the liberty of posting the link to Nick's t-shirt store from Bonfire. You can check out some really good looking shirts that got all kinds of great characters, if not catchphrases, on it. Nick, I'm still waiting to get the shirt that says "He reads."
He reads. That's right. I got to get that one up.
Get on it, son.
I'll get on it.
He reads on there, which is great, but we need the he reads too. We need to flip it around a little bit. But this has been fun. Case, you're a gentleman, you're a scholar, you're a badass mamma jamma. If someone wants to know more about you and the incredible things you're doing over there, where can they follow you?
Apparently, all day today over on my Formula One channel because qualifying is coming up in 40 minutes, and I'm gonna do a watch along for that. And I've already done 2 watch alongs today for the Formula 2 sprint race and the Formula 1 sprint race. So it's a lot of shows that I'm doing today. So yeah, I have a Formula 1 channel, the Dutch McLaren guy. But my main Star Wars channel, the Dutch Star Wars guy, is where you can hear me talk Star Wars if you're more interested in that. And you probably are, considering you're watching a Star Wars show. But those are the 2 YouTube channels that I have. The Dutch Star Wars guy for Star Wars, the Dutch McLaren guy for Formula 1, if you're interested in that. I think that's about it. Thank you for having me. This was fun.
It was fun. It was fun. Thank you for being with us, kind sir. Nick, my man, the man who got me a new saber. He hooked me up. So, Nick, if someone wants to know more about you and the incredible things you're doing over there, where can they follow you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Read Star Wars with me. Talk a lot of books. Talk about, all things Star Wars, really. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Read Star Wars with me. Thanks for having me on. This was a blast. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And just a quick sidebar here. Where'd you get that ridiculously good-looking hoodie you're wearing?
This is it's a T-shirt. I got this at Disney
hoodie. Sorry,
long time ago. It's got some of the, I don't know if you can see it, the artwork on the back.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's a long sleeve tee.
I need to get me one.
Too hot to be wearing it today. It's going to be almost 100 degrees here.
Good Lord, man. How are you still standing?
But I needed something Star Wars for the show.
Yeah.
Of course. And it's a good looking T-shirt hoodie.
Thanks.
For goodness sake. Yeah. Let me know if you have a link for that. Send it to me. I'll buy one. I wouldn't mind adding something like that to my set or in my wardrobe.
Absolutely.
But thank you for being here with us, kind sir. Could not have done it without you. Dustin, you, the Sith Lord, the guy who likes to wear a cowboy hat in reference to Dave Filoni and all his greatness. And your freaking action figure collection. It's freaking figures, man. I don't know where you get all this stuff. But listen, if someone wants to know more about you and the incredible things you're doing over there, where can they follow you?
At Masters of the Thunder Nerds on Instagram. Same with YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Always look for more subscribers, more people to talk to, and just, all things geek. From where I'm at, so
yeah, hook me up with some figures, will you? No, I'm just kidding. We'll talk later about that. But thank you for being here with us, kind sir. Could not have done it without you. You're a gentleman and a scholar. My name is Ryan. You can follow me on all forms of social media simply and I quote channel. Where am I pointing to? Where is it? It's right there. But this has been a lot of fun. Thank you for helping us get to over 2,000 subscribers. Help us reach 5,000 before the end of the year. We'll have some giveaways that you, the person who's watching or listening to this right now, going to be eligible to win. Also, we got hoodies, we got shirts, we have stickers you can add to your water bottles and coffee mugs, all kinds of wonderful things in our Redbubble store, which is linked in the description below, and is also linked in my link tree, which is also listed down below. So make sure you check all that stuff out. And Shadow Council will be back for another episode on May the 9th at 3 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be at our regularly scheduled program time. So there's that. So make sure you check that out and check out movie watch-alongs on Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, and I quote is on Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern time. We got an interview that's going to drop Saturday here, May the 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern time with S.N. St. Clair. She's an indie author. She's going to be joining us to have a really good conversation. So check us out for that. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell to be notified when the videos go up or they go live. Happy Star Wars month. Happy Star Wars day. Happy May the 4th. And remember, the Force will, in fact, be with you always.
I'm not sure I can do this.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Not too bad, huh, kid?
This is the way.
This is the way.
Formerly Darth, now just Maul. Stick